Glass clink.
Because I'm worth it.
Yeah.
I spent that entire intro playing with a cork.
Oh, I'm happy for you. As long as whatever makes you happy.
I spent the intro talking about Elon Musk's baby mama, and I was saying that you get such a good payout being his baby mama, obviously because he has a fresh baby. I'm like, I'm not doing that, but
That's why he's got 13 of them. This is the whole. I saw the whole Twitter spat about it, and it's like he's the richest or one of the richest men in the world. That probably gives him a pass to breed. I don't know. Everyone seems to think that you have to have.
He's like, yes, breed, spread that genius and that money.
Yeah, but also he's like, you can afford it. He brings his kids around with him all the time, and it is a case of I'm more than willing to have different standards for both people. So yes, it's kind of his job to go around breeding as much as possible, and it's their job not to let him.
And then there's also Nick Cannon, who, I mean, obviously isn't as wealthy as Elon. He has like how many children out there in the world with how many different baby mamas? That's wild.
He's got like 12. He's got a lot.
Yeah.
It's like Tiger Woods. Like, oh, I can't believe he cheated on his wife. I can't believe he didn't squirt himself inside out. He was one of the biggest golfers, massive celebrities ever. Women would have been throwing themselves at him constantly whenever he went anywhere. And you're like, I can't believe he cheated.
Well, I gotta take a
I'm
step
surprised he
after
didn't
that.
have photo shoots with them on him at the time.
Terms I never thought I would hear just say.
Squirted.
Yeah, squirt himself inside out. It's like, whew.
Happy Saturday, everybody.
Yeah. Surprised they didn't dry up. You had to constantly ingest liquids just because they've replaced it.
You think just like sexing up everything that was moving?
The amount of people that were throwing themselves at him. This would be like the hottest 19-year-olds in the world just walking along. The amount of men that would throw themselves at her, except this is that, but in male form. He doesn't have that same... He can't say no. It is literally, they're just throwing at him. He's like, hang on, queue up, form a line.
Well, that was a good way
What
to
I'm
start.
hearing is, Disbrew, if you were rich and women were throwing themselves at you, you'd totally be having those babies.
The only difference
A bunch
between
of
me and
little
Elon in this
disputes.
scenario is I'd skip the 13th child to try to pop out a duo because it'd be unlucky.
He's like, I'm trying for twins after 12, okay?
I'd be like a hotel. You don't have a 13th floor. It's unlucky. You just skip straight to 14.
Do you have a twin gene? Because I require it for this next one.
Yes. You're gonna, like, can I have a history of your family, please? What, you only pop out solos? No, thanks.
We can also implant eggs. That's fine too.
There was, I believe it's a Russian woman or someone in that kind of thing who holds the world record for the most amount of babies. And it's astronomical, but she was always popping out like quadruplets and things.
Yeah, do you remember
almost
the
every time.
Octomom?
God.
Do you remember Octomom?
When she was pregnant,
give birth
it
to
was scary
octopi?
looking.
She was like,
No, eight babies.
yeah.
She purposely inserted those eggs in her.
The world record for most children
thanks.
was Valentina Vasilyeva, a Russian woman, 69 children.
Wait, in one pregnancy or just all together?
No,
No,
could you
way.
imagine? She'd be
I was
like
gonna
little
say,
tiny
oh my
things.
God,
in
No,
one pregnancy
in
you
total,
die.
it was
That really
Six
confused me.
dog.
it was 16 pairs of twins,
Not a
7
dog.
sets of triplets, and 4 sets of quadruplets.
Okay, that's crazy.
In 40 years, she gave birth 27 times to multiple people.
Can you imagine? There have been 69 different human beings that have that exited out of her womb. I don't know if all the daddies were the same,
By
but
like
who knows?
the third, they probably were just walking out. Like, whew.
Oh yeah,
That's a lot. That's a lot of
by the time
traffic.
you get to the 7th, it spent the last 6 months bungee jumping.
They're like falling out of her. Just like
They're just bracing themselves on the side like mountain climbers.
I'm not ready to come out yet.
no need to push.
Like the later ones just see handholds in the womb, like scrape marks.
Yeah.
It's like, no,
no. You have to have a plug just to keep it out.
They just really, just walk out. Shove like a TV and a grand piano up there so it doesn't get bored.
Oh my god.
Oh no. So how are you guys feeling? Are you recuperated?
I thought you'd have difficulty segueing from that one. It's like,
And I thought I'd ask if you guys like recuperated yet. My voice was still gone and for like and not completely gone, but like raspy for like 3 to 4 days after that Saturday meetup because of yelling over the music and everything.
Oh my
It was nuts.
god. Well, I had to leave a few times just to like kind of relax my voice because I don't know how you just broke. He literally
He was in there the
this
whole
was, like, the
time.
London meetup. He stepped in and then just stuck where he stood.
He
I didn't think
did.
he went to pee.
no, I didn't go. I couldn't. No, I didn't even know where it was. That was as far as I got in the club.
He's
the moment the
just
line
too
went,
famous.
I walked out. I was like, no way. I'm not starting another queue somewhere else by walking to a new area.
Listen to how famous he is. He's got cues.
Well, it was my voice was
It's
going
kinda-
after
well,
the
it's true.
Ripperverse on Thursday, and so I
Oh.
ended up not projecting my voice, and so it was kind of just as relaxed as it could be, and put like this.
Yeah.
Because if I project, it goes higher, and that's where I start to lose my voice.
Yeah, you were just posted up like at the door
You
the
had
whole
a
time.
busy queue, but I think it's a great thing to see you just so like working it in a sense, and
He
I
worked
turned
good.
up at the Ripper booth. I turned up at the Ripper booth thinking, I hope people turn up. Otherwise, this could get really awkward. Just like sitting there.
No, people are excited, especially
Yeah.
because this is your only your second
The
meetup in the
second
US,
time.
right? The first
Yeah.
was Vegas, and that
Was-
I think more. I can't speak for it, but I feel like more people probably show up to the MegaCon one than the Vegas one. But I don't know. I've never
I
been to
think
Vegas.
Ryan said it was the biggest meetup they'd had.
Yeah.
Well, and it just had so much more time to plan, I think, the meetups. So that also possibly could have had something to do with that. But
Yes.
overall, I think this is like, it was insane. The room that we had the last time, I think, could have had more people in it, like the panel. So it was cool to see that. And even the con in itself, it was wild how busy it was. Like each day got successively crazier. And like Saturday, things were just broken because there were just too many human beings in the building. Your cell didn't work. Mine didn't.
No, I couldn't text anybody. That's what I was saying. Like out of the entire experience, actual MegaCon was my least favorite, but I'm gonna give it another try next year on a less busy day. Because I mean, I've been to busy cons when we were in Toronto at the Fan Expo. That was crazy. We couldn't even go down certain lines, but I still enjoyed it a bit more. There was just something about MegaCon, like, and I was also walking around in cosplay, and it was just like you could barely move. It was bad.
On Thursday, it was still really busy, but you could walk past people. You just had to snake a bit.
Yeah.
But from the way other people are talking, no, Saturday was just stuck.
It
was like
it
human
was.
traffic jam. Yeah.
I stayed for 3 hours, and then
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm gonna go take a nap. And that's what I
That's
did.
what got me
Yeah. I think
when you said the credit card machines and everything weren't working because they all use cell signals. And so if your phone doesn't work, they can't take payments.
You made Jay
yeah,
happy.
I think which is
I think
really
Drunk-
crappy.
I think Drunk was at the Ripper booth every day, weren't you? Then you were at the
Busy
meetup.
bee.
So that is definitely busy. If anyone's gonna lose his voice, if you go to meetups and to talk for hours like Jay did, I'm surprised he didn't. Hello, Drunk
Mhm.
3PO.
Yeah. The con was not the con. The meetup was crazy, like with the loudness. So yeah, I was going outside a lot. I spent probably most of it outside between the upstairs balcony and downstairs because I was like, I just
Yeah, me
tuned
too.
out.
Me too.
But it
And
was
I
fun.
did spend some time on the dance floor.
You did.
I enjoyed the music, and I was not drunk. Okay, for those that think I was drunk to dance. It's just I think it's just a baseline for me. I hear good music and I want to dance. Oopsies, not sorry.
No, I came back
But
in to say
yeah, the
goodbye to
meetup
you
was fun.
guys.
Also meeting you guys.
Well,
I
having us
know
in
that
person.
sucked.
Yeah. Well, that was my first time meeting
Yeah, that
Disparu
was the first time.
And then you
in
would just
person.
poke.
Mm.
I know.
I was
Exactly
talking at
as
the
he
time,
is.
and I noticed it. Like,
Why
I'm
is she
like,
poking me? Because the chat asked me to
yeah.
poke you. They wanted to make sure
I
you
didn't
weren't
see
AI.
that bit. I saw the message afterwards.
He's just, I know, he's just talking. I'm just like,
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to finish what I'm saying first before I find out whatever that was meant to be. Like,
Before I address this.
but yeah, it was if they do the after hours thing, you should come next year, X-Ray. It was pretty fun. It was
I just was so tired that day. Like the night before, I'd gone out for dinner with some friends, and then that was late. And then the next day, what was it? Friday. Oh yeah, FNT.
Friday.
And then
you
I
had
did
FNT,
I did go through the con for a little bit. And I was just like, I'm exhausted. I don't that Orlando heat
Understand.
got me. I don't understand how you didn't get like so overtired, Disparu. Or did you?
I avoided a lot of the sun, and so being in the shade,
Fire.
it was kind of on the upper bounds of what I'd find comfortable. What it wasn't really hot. So being at
I
the
didn't-
con or
That's
inside
good.
for most of the day, yeah.
I didn't think it was that bad,
fun.
but I've gotten used to it. The con got me was because I was in full cosplay and like the hat and just like walking around people. That's why it got me a little bit. Not too bad. I took off the hat. It was just like better. But next
You
time,
know-
if I go, I'll make sure I have a more breathable, not so heavy cosplay. Because I thought the pirate one would be
Yeah.
good because of the dress, but like there was too many
No,
components.
it's layered and stuff, isn't it? Presumably
Yeah.
pirate costumes.
Yeah.
Mhm. With the corset.
Yeah. So I was like,
The
no breathing.
The other bad thing about the con, which I thought would be a good thing, was the aisles were too far apart, like the middle area walking. So when it's like so busy, you're trying to watch people. You're also trying to see both sides of the merch, but you're not really able to see it very well. So you're like to dive across side to side.
Yeah.
I think they have to,
walk
though,
the
'cause
aisles.
Otherwise, there's so many people, you wouldn't be able to walk down them at all if they were closer together. So
I know,
it's,
which
uh,
is like the catch 22.
yeah.
Yeah. Next year, I'm just going to go on a different day. Saturday was not the day to go. 'Cause I only
Everyone
went
was
one
telling
day,
me at the
so-
meetup Saturday would be the worst, and so it'd be probably best to skip it. I was like, oh, okay. That does make sense.
Yeah. I learned. Next time I'll probably go on like Sunday or
Mhm.
something. But let me get a couple of these super chats real quick. Mate, thank you for being a member for 8 months. So how was MegaCon? Well, we covered that. Thank you for
Yeah.
being
It
a
was
member
great.
for 8 months. It was great.
Another
And
one of my
also-
tactics was I was keeping my hotel warmer than normal to try and stay acclimatized. I think that's the word, to the hotter temperatures. I remember in Vegas, my hotel
You
was
kept your
sort of-
hotel at like 18 Celsius.
It was as low as it would go, yeah. And then I walked out one day, and I think only one day I had a lot of sun, but I walked out and just got hit with an oven. I'm gonna die. There's no way I can handle this.
I was
So, I
surprised when
devolved.
we did Saucy from his room, and I was like, I'm gonna freeze when I go in there. But it wasn't. It was
Yeah.
not bad at all. I was like, oh, good. I
Well,
thought I was
I
gonna be
came-
like shivering.
I came back from sort of what would your temperatures be? Like 80 or 84 or whatever it was over in Orlando, and then I came back to 36. And I would normally be okay in those temperatures. I was freezing. So even a week I'd got used to it, kind of thing.
Wow.
Yeah, it happens.
You do acclimatize. That humidity is
Mhm.
killer.
Well, we have humidity. That's not the problem. It would have just been the temperature difference.
Yeah. Mate also gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Mate. And Emilio gifted 5 more memberships. Thank you.
Saucy.
You look with your hair like that. You look like baby Disparu in that one.
Baby ooh.
Baby Disparu, because he looks, I don't
What?
know, there's the glasses and the hair like that. You just look,
I said at the meetup that I don't know whether I said it on Saucy last week, but the last time I really cut my hair short, 75% or more of the comments were just about my hair. So I figure if I do on a Snow White video that's already going to do really well and cut my hair at the same time, I'm going to combine the power of algorithm magic and see if I can get a decent video out of it.
Yeah, Baby Roo.
Baby
Cajun
Ulu.
Corey, thank you for the 10. How is finding a girlfriend like finding a parking spot? All the good ones are taken, so you just stick it in the disabled one and hope no one finds out. Oh my gosh, Corey!
It's a bit like what do girlfriends and condoms have in common? Both spend too much time in your wallet.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, no.
MTV Steve, thank you for the 5. Hashtag Musk Mommies. Hey, Saucies. What's up, Steve? Gary Thomas for
Oh my God.
5. Fyodor Vasiliv.
Vasileviev. Vasileviev. I don't know. Sorry.
Husband of
It's awkward.
Valentina Vasilevich. Remarried after the death of his first wife. He had 18 children in addition to the 69 from before. Wow.
What an absolute Chad. Like that guy could impregnate someone in another room. He just walked down a corridor and people were getting pregnant.
Oh my God.
He had like the SAS of gender fluid.
Jim Watari's been a member for 5 months. Saucy. Thank you for being a member for 5 months, Jim.
Shorty.
Shorty. Vasiliv. I can't, guys. We're not gonna get it. Anyways.
Vaseline. I don't know.
Yes.
I'm not very good at reading.
The more you go into sort of
Sorry,
Eastern
I just-
Europe, the more difficult the names get to pronounce.
I bet. Yeah. So I guess we could start with Captain America. I didn't see it.
No.
Shame. But these two did, so they can talk to you about it.
Lucky you, to be
I know.
honest.
I'm so sorry that I'm beset on this cinematic masterpiece. Here, let me pop this up for now. What is this? A Marvel crew member says the Captain America Brave New World was allegedly the most tense Marvel set they worked on. Plus, entire sequences shot were completely cut. I think everyone on the crew knew this is probably not going to be a good film.
And it didn't really have any
Thoughts?
excuses for it. The cast are decent and everything. I know some people are getting fed up of Giancarlo, but I still like the role that he plays, even though it's the same role and everything else.
He is so good at that role. Oh my God.
Yeah. It's just that the problem.
I just love him. I just real quick. I can only see Gus though.
I mean, it's basically what he was.
Because when we were at the Toronto Con and we were saying hi to Gina, he walked by me. He was like, "Excuse me," and I was like, "Oh my God, Gus just touched me. I'm gonna die.
He just touched you.
I got marked for death. It's Gus. Like it's.
I am now
just-
one of his dealers.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta go
This
work
is
in
how
the
it
chicken
happens.
place.
He touches you, and now you now work for him.
Now I make chicken for a living. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
But that was the plot is bizarre because they spend a long time at the start of the movie telling you how bad Harrison Ford is, all the experiments he's done on people, how he's really angry, he's going to destroy the country, he's a warmonger, and then they have someone try and assassinate him, and then they try and find the guy. Like, yeah, but would you be that bothered? Like, why are you telling us how bad this is just to have an assassination attempt on him? And a lot of that in the movie.
And that's the weird part. He should have been the big bad, I think.
Wait, he wasn't?
The way that
No, he was a victim.
Oh boy.
Well, I say victim. He was simultaneously a victim and a perpetrator on the person that victimized him.
Hold on,
So-
real quick. Ian, thank you for the 50 pounds. Yes. Wicked didn't see it. That means disparant and Wicked going, yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy. That's wild. That's wild, bro.
Thank you, Ian.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. All right, go ahead.
So yeah, it's essentially Harrison Ford has been using this other guy that was deformed by Hulk blood, but he became really intelligent rather than really angry. So he was using him to invent stuff and come up with plans and things. And he said he'd release him when Harrison Ford became president. And then he couldn't because, you know, essentially what he'd been doing is illegal. So the guy turned him into a Hulk slowly through gamma radiation pills, which he just carried around with him. I don't know if anyone knows anything about gamma
I
radiation.
don't understand that, to be
Pretty
honest.
deadly.
I'm...
Don't carry around gamma radiation with you. You will be killing everybody.
Hi, Mike.
My guess is the container is in maybe had some like lining that prevented it. Maybe
it looked like glass. I mean, it would have been nice for them to explain that if it was. It doesn't really help that he kept getting the pills out just around him.
Around so many innocent people. Like his entire staff should have also gotten affected.
That's crazy.
Realistically.
There you go. One for free there, Ian. That's crazy.
So he was kind of exploited by a guy that he was exploiting to turn into a Hulk. Hulk's barely in it. He's in it for about 5 minutes. Cap avoids his hits, but also gets hit by him, but is also fine for a while. And then he kind of just goes up to the Hulk and goes, I don't think you should be angry. And the guy goes, okay. And then he transforms back again.
It's just that easy, guys, to change villains. I don't think you should be a villain. That's it.
He decided that he just didn't want to be in his villain era anymore. Like he's like, I'm done.
It was like, bro, don't you think that's a bit much? That's crazy. And he went, yeah. That's wild, bro.
It's crazy.
It's the kind of plot that there is.
You could have totally changed them.
I could have written a way better story just with a few lines. Like,
yeah. That's absolutely crazy, bro.
Absolutely crazy, bro.
It's totally wild. So before that, you get a bit of a police procedural where Mackie's trying to find who's doing it, like who set up the assassination attempt. You have a whole, he can mind control anybody he wants, but only uses it when the script needs him to and doesn't randomly when it would be useful for him. And so you end up with a parade of henchmen of various different strengths. One is literally just a tall man. And he's beating up Captain America. Captain America quite a few times gets beaten up by a random henchman in a hallway scene. Just a normal bloke overpowers him with his strength.
Stabbed a lot.
Yes.
So does
I don't understand how he's still moving.
Does Falcon get the serum to make him Captain America, or do they just give him the shield and like, there you go?
He doesn't have a serum.
So they actually talked
the
about
new
how
Falcon
he
doesn't have the serum.
So he's not okay.
No, he's just a bloke. Most of his powers come from his suit. He doesn't even seem particularly talented or skilled in the fights. It doesn't show in the
because he's used to flying around. He doesn't have his wings. What is he supposed to do?
There's a flying
scene. He uses
scene.
his wings more than the shield.
Oh, so he does. He's still okay. So he's Falcon and America. Okay.
Yeah, he's Captain America.
I don't know.
A new upgraded Falcon. It really feels like all of his powers, abilities, the only reason he survives is just down to the tech that he has.
That makes me even. That makes me even more mad that they didn't just make Bucky the new Captain America, because he's also a super soldier. You know,
the way they try and get around it.
Call me crazy, but that made more sense. I don't know.
I mean, he gets beaten by normal guys in a hall, or like you say, he gets stabbed. Once he takes an axe to the stomach, and you see it go into his stomach. So he doesn't have fast healing or anything from the serum, and that was clearly, I think that was pulled up in one of the test scenes, because there's another later scene randomly where Giancarlo goes, I can't believe you survived an axe to the stomach. Is that a Kevlar weave? It's like, yeah, one of the perks of the job. But we saw it go through the armor. The axe is in his stomach. So, he should be dead multiple times. There was a flying scene where he goes around stopping missiles, but doesn't just fly to the jets, causing all the issues and take them down.
And also, I'm just going to collectively speak for the ladies. I think we all would have really liked to just be able to look at Sebastian Stan in this movie.
Which one's Sebastian Stan?
Yeah.
Bucky.
Oh.
Women like Bucky.
But
no, like he should have been Captain America, and then all the women would have been like, I'm going to see that. I would have went to go see the movie.
Well, he does turn up. He's in one scene where he tells
he doesn't,
Anthony Mackie.
Not, hot.
He's not hot in the movie. He's not Winter Soldier hot. He's not hot. We said the same. He's not hot.
He could be hotter. He could be hotter. It's not like I don't know, because it didn't have the same like Civil War like type of Bucky. Like I like that like brooding
he was
type.
A politician.
Yeah,
I don't know,
didn't
maybe if
work
you're
with his
attracted to
character.
power, but apart from that, he's literally going through an election during this, and he goes to Mackie, and he says, "Oh, Chris Evans, he was a symbol of America, but you're somebody that the people can aspire to."
So you can't aspire to be the original
No, because
Captain
he's got a
America.
super serum. They're essentially saying you represent the people, whereas Chris Evans didn't. Which is Anthony Mackie's line that he said in interviews previously, that because he's a black guy, he can represent America, whereas other people can't.
So I actually watched a video, and I'm not completely savvy on the comics and stuff, but I guess there was a comic where Captain America actually said something similar to that. Now, I know when Anthony Mackie was talking, I don't think he was thinking of that. What we got upset about, like making it seem like he was saying America isn't a stand-up, like, that whole interview, I think we took it the proper way, but there is a comic where Captain America was saying, like, America's lost its way, blah, 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 like, but I don't know. People were trying to spin it to like, oh, that's what he meant. Like not in a bad way. And there was an interview in like 2011 where Chris Evans had said, like, but he wasn't downing America in it. That's the thing. He was just saying that it doesn't have to be about America. He could be this Captain Good Guy, which is fine because he wasn't downing America. He was just saying you don't have to be an American to like Captain America, basically, is what he was saying. But he didn't say that. Anthony Mackie did not say that. He came at America. He totally did.
What he should have said is, obviously he's called Captain America, but he stands for bigger, more human values, which I think everyone can get behind.
Yeah.
The fact that Captain America does well in other countries proves that nobody has a problem with it. I think where that came from is they just despise patriotism, because a lot of them, their kind of value system is that patriotism and nationalism caused World War II. So like, oh my God, we can't have that, and we must all hate our own nation. It's like, no, they're not related at all. So I can see where the ideas came from, even if I doubt he thinks about them in those terms.
No, I don't think so, especially with the turn of what's going on right now. Like Trump taking over, and it's kind of like we're calling it the golden age of America right now, all the changes happening. So him saying that now definitely seemed like it was a dig at the state of America, which in my opinion, and obviously it's the right's opinion, it's good. It's a good change, but people like the woke in Hollywood are like, no, not good. That was good.
Yeah,
shut up, Anthony Mackie.
You can't have a Captain America movie without patriotism.
Yeah,
he's called Captain America. He's got a shield with the red, white, and blue on it. You're making a story about the president where this is why there's a Roger Ebert review where he doesn't like the movie because he's like, well, he doesn't use these words, but I'm sort of interpreting the words that he says, is essentially, yes, it's a racist movie, but it's not racist enough for me, is essentially the article. You wish it had gone further to talk about Anthony Mackie being Captain America and that kind of stuff. And there are things in the movie which seem like that's where they were going. They were going to make it Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but in the movie form. And it doesn't go there. So what you're left with is a load of things that feel like they've had the soul of the movie removed. Because I think that's what it was going to be. I think that's what that other 40 minutes that were cut were. And instead, you're just left with like a big gaping hole where that used to be. It's like auditioning to be in the movie. That's all you're left with at the end of it. And so it's a case that you had to fill that with something, and patriotism and like America would have been that. But instead, they hate the president. They say he's a bad guy. He's never really redeemed in any way. He turns into a Hulk and tries to kill Captain America.
Also, I feel like with their promos of the Red Hulk, it took away the surprise element, because I think it would have been so cool if we just never knew about it, or we didn't know who it was, and just it didn't surprise us that he all of a sudden changed into that. And I think that the lead up of him kind of getting angry and hitting things, and we're like, what's that about? But we're like, okay, so when is he going to change now? I know what's going to happen, just when.
I think that also shows how bad they need to get people in the seats, right? So like, we're going to get Harrison Ford, we're going to make him the Red Hulk, and like they we knew right away, they're like, oh, he's cast as the Red Hulk. If they would have kept that a secret, not saying it would have made the movie better, I didn't see it, but I mean, it would have been a nice surprise, like you said.
The issue was
they used it to get people to come see the movie.
Even in the movie, it's stupidly obvious. They don't do it subtly in any way. You see his legs growing and things, and then when he calms down, they go away. You get more the sense that every single person around him is an idiot because he's smashed a marble table. He's gripping onto the ship and he's crushing metal pipes.
You
And
okay?
people see him do it. There's loads of people in the room watch him smash a marble table. Nobody. And remember, this is after a Skrull invasion, which took over the presidency. You would want to know that that is a human being in front of you. You would do tests. You'd be really suspicious. No one notices. And I remember there was an audio commentary for the film Paycheck where he said the moment the audience finds out something, all the characters in the movie need to as well. Because otherwise, they just come across like they're thick. And it's even if it's not their fault, even if they never could have known, the fact that the audience is ahead of them makes them seem stupid. And that's how the entire movie.
Oh my god, they're like NPCs in a game. They just walk into walls and stuff because they're just that dumb.
Yeah, they hadn't triggered the thing which gave them the new information yet to just swap to the next stage of the AI. Because there was that woman that I still don't know who she was or why she was there. She spoke to Mackie like she knew him, but I didn't know who she was. And she saw him change. She saw him smash the table. She saw him crush the pipes. She was at every one of his transformations. And it makes you think there was a secondary storyline somewhere that they just got cut. So it doesn't make any sense anymore.
Well, there probably was. The reshoots that they say didn't exist or barely existed. I mean, the whole Giancarlo Esposito being in it seems so sloppy and so random because he's in a role that it barely matters. And that was actually probably the only time that Pablo was like, oh my God, this is actually exciting seeing them fight.
Yes,
the shooting
I
and all
know
that.
Shad didn't like the fight with him, but I did. I thought that was one of the more entertaining parts.
It was the fights at the beginning actually were better than the ones kind of at the end. So I don't know if it was a different choreographer or cinematography or whatever it was, but I found myself more entertained at the beginning and maybe slightly hopeful that it would actually be good. But then after he died, sorry, spoiler alert, I lost interest.
I don't think anyone cares.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've been especially by this point, we've been spoiling the rest of it. But yeah, I guess one of the better fights for Anthony Mackie was when he first lands and there are all those people in front of him and they just get stuck, and he takes them down very quickly.
It was a great set of scenery or whatever.
What I didn't like was, like, there's the henchman fight, and he says that I wanted to fight the other Captain America who had the serum, but you'll do. He gets knocked out with one punch. Like, if you can't take a punch from Anthony Mackie without, like, just normally, you're never going to take one from Chris Evans when he's got super serum. And so there was a few times where they were absolutely dominating the fight, and then they'd make some kind of jokey comment at him about, oh, I could do this all day, or you need your gadgets or something. Immediately went. It was kind of like you don't say you're a chicken in Back to the Future. It was that kind of thing, the farcical reaction. The moment you pissed him off, he had super strength and could just knock anybody out. Same thing happened with Giancarlo. When they're fighting, he's like, I caught you without your wings. Immediately dies. Like, what happened here?
That's crazy.
And I don't know why Falcon's in this movie at all. Falcon served basically no point except to be a bit of a hype man and be like, oh, you're so much better than me. I wish I was you.
It's gross. In this movie, he's supposed to be the star of it. Wait, is there a new Falcon?
Bottom right guy is the new Falcon.
The Mexican kind of dude.
Oh, okay. I thought he made a joke. Like, I don't know why Anthony.
No, he's got the old Falcon suit.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And who's this? Who's this?
Yeah,
that is an Israeli, an Israeli assassin trained in the Red Room, and you may think that she's been shrunk on this post. No, that's just how tall she is. Like, in the movie, she looks that small.
Really short.
She looks like a little child.
She's here on Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, she's like 4'5" or something. It's ridiculous.
Which is insane. And she has a couple of fight scenes where she's taken down what looks like 6 feet tall dudes.
Yeah, she has a hallway scene. Anthony Mackie.
They always have a hallway scene.
Well, Anthony Mackie and everyone are at the other hallway, just standing there, and she walks up and just cuts through all the guys to get to them. and she dominates all of them back to back. And she does the whole I'm going to climb on you and rotate around and flip you and things. You're like, well, they could pick you up with one arm. You're so light because you're so small. And it was said at FNT that she has some kind of medical condition that caused it. Like, fair enough, but that means you can't do this role because that means in this universe, the Red Room or elite assassins looked at an ill child and thought, you'd make a great assassin, we need you, rather than every other healthy person.
There's so many other candidates you can choose.
The chat's saying that she looks like a stand-in Black Widow. That's what I was getting. I'm like, did they replace Natasha? Yeah.
It's kind of the same character, essentially. Same skill set, same training.
Well,
but she's not as hot.
Yeah, I was gonna say I loved. We got robbed with the Black Widow character. I wanted a Black Widow Hawkeye movie so bad. Everyone would have liked that so much more than what we got.
Oh my god, I would have loved that.
I would have loved it. I love their friendship is so adorable. I love it. We should have gotten a Black Widow movie before stupid Marvel, whatever, Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Do you remember when they were like first re-meeting and they talked about like the last time they saw it? And I think that would have been such a good kind of callback to that, to see how their friendship developed.
Yeah, that would have been great. I would have loved to see that, but we'll never get it. I'm sure ScarJo is done with the character now completely. She's old, and also she's sued them and stuff, so they probably don't like her anymore.
With you right up until she said, you know, they did sexualize me in those movies, and I didn't like it anymore. And it never should have happened. I was too sexy in those movies, and I need to be stripped back from. Well, yes, exactly. And she did the. It's a very standard procedure. Like, you get in because you're hot, then you revel in it while you can, then you age out and you say you regret it, and that actually those things shouldn't be allowed anymore to get rid of your competition. And really, we need to hire old women into roles. She did the exact meme path. All the things, and so now I'm like, I don't care. I don't need you in movies anymore. If that's going to be your attitude, tough.
Yeah, and it's like she's older now, but she's still attractive. But it's like she knows that she's going to start getting the mom roles versus the hot daughter. You know, like
because what happens. She can't compete. It doesn't matter if you're attractive for a 40-year-old or whatever she is. She will be against people who were as hot as she was back then.
Yeah,
and you just can't compete with that.
It's part of the world, you know, like it's fine that you age out. Like, I love that Demi Moore, like in that her role in The Substance, she embraced that the fact that she was older, and you know, she played the role of an aged out Hollywood actress.
Well, it's part of life. So everyone goes through stages. You will have that stage, and then you're supposed to advance into a different one where you are like more like a motherly character kind of thing. That's perfectly normal, and because it reflects sort of a normal human's life, people will react to that, and it will make better stories and better movies and better entertainment. It's more farcical when they've got to pretend that the 40-year-old Scarlett Johansson can go out and be some kind of stunning hot assassin that everyone falls for all the time. That's more farcical than people just going, actually, I just choose a 20-year-old. That's who they train.
So overall, what did you guys think of the movie?
Horrid.
I think it depends how you judge it, because like Shad liked it, and I think it's just because it is a blank wall. It's not particularly offensive, but it's not entertaining. And so if you started every movie's average, it just kind of stays there. Whereas I judge things like, how much entertainment did I get in the movie? So I'm just at the bottom and it never really moves because I'm just bored. So I think the critics just got it right, essentially.
I think that it's just okay. In the grand scheme of things, it is okay, but not good.
When you
I'm comparing it to a lot of crap. It's not the worst crap.
It's not the worst Marvel movie.
It's like it's like mid crap.
It's hard to like good crap.
It's hard to. It's one of those things where it's hard to come to a judgment too, because it feels like there's nothing there. It's even if they'd stuck to what seems to be the original thing, if they were going to push it like Falcon, at least you could have hated it. At least it would have had a message I could despise. So it would have felt something. You're watching this like, oh god, it's still going. And it's only a 2-hour long movie. Like, another henchman? We're fighting a different dude now? And then there's actually there's a secret henchman behind. There's a secret mastermind. It's like, couldn't Giancarlo just be the main boss? Can we just leave it there?
I miss old Marvels
better.
so much. Marvel used to be really. I used to get excited to go watch Marvel movies. Now I'm just like, the last one I seen was the Guardians 3. That was the last Marvel movie I went to go see.
That was a good one, though.
Yeah, that was fine. It was better than the second one. Definitely not as good as the first one, but it wasn't like a total waste of time. It was one of the better ones in recent years. But yeah, that's the last one.
Yeah, the critics are right when they go, it's more of the same Marvel. It's just weird now because the critics are turning on Marvel now. When they will simultaneously go, it's the same as every other Marvel movie. And like, yeah, but you liked those. You gave those good reviews, and you're not giving this one good reviews.
Well, so it's like maybe they're getting bored, or they see the tides turning, and they're actually like, okay, these people who have been talking for however long years, maybe they actually have something right about this.
Yeah, maybe they're not just talking crap. They're being honest that it's just the movie's crap.
Yeah, or they know that because there's been stories that Hollywood's trying to change and they're setting it up essentially. So they can be like, well, if as Hollywood changes, they can stay liking the movies while also disliking the end of the old era before it goes on the upswing. So they're like, oh no, I was right all along.
Oh yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine. That's the last one I've seen. Sorry.
I like that. Yeah. I know a lot of people are turning against it now, but like, well, I've seen it twice. I'm never going to see it twice. I just enjoyed it as a comedy movie. I don't need. Yeah. I rarely watch movies multiple times.
Maybe we can put these people in like the normie category where they'll watch it, they'll feel entertained, but it won't have the same feeling as like watching, Infinity Wars or Iron Man or Civil War. But they're like, it's good enough. Like I felt entertained, but then, you think about it later and then you see the same thing over and over again. Then you're like, what is like, there's something off. And the thing is, when you don't think about things as analytically as some of us do, you don't know why you don't like it. So you just think, okay, maybe I'm just crazy. And then when you start hearing some of these opinions, analysis of these things, you're like, oh, well, maybe they're right about stuff. And then, people might be venturing off into some of these videos and finally realizing why these movies are so empty. And then here we go. This is where we are now.
There is an element of that. When I watched any of the Star Wars stuff, I couldn't tell you why I disliked it because I wasn't watching it with that in mind. Yeah. I just knew it was boring. I didn't like them, and so I stopped. That was as grand as I got into any kind of the detail. So I can understand watching things and so well, they've watched it this way. This is why if I do a review, it's the most annoying because I'm focusing on everything, analyzing everything, and it definitely is this is why I can kind of understand the whole turn your brain off. It'll be fine because if I'm watching something for entertainment, that's the way I will watch it.
Brew would rather be watching a Korean drama.
Yes.
Oh my God! Did you finish Alice in Borderland?
No, I didn't, but I will. I'm almost done with season 1 because I'm gonna be honest. I binged Cobra Kai because that came out. I'm like, I want to finish that, so I wanted to.
That's fair.
It was so that took my attention away. But I am enjoying it, so I will finish it. I thought Alice in Borderland was a zombie apocalypse show.
It's not.
It's not. I'm watching it. I'm like, where are the zombies? I don't know where I got it from either. Probably because like there was that one. Brew will know what I'm talking about, but maybe not remember the name.
All of Us Are Dead.
Was that the one where in this high school?
In a school, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that was so good. Best zombie show ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's why I was thinking like it's going to be another. I don't know, but it's great. I am enjoying it. So yeah, I'll finish it. Finally, they're like, you're freaking finally watching it. They've been saying it for like 3 months.
I did wonder why we've been talking about it all this time. It's my default. If should I watch? I said just say that. And then ran like out of the blue. Just like, well, I've started watching this now. It's like, why?
Because
when I was so happy
when I seen the announcement that season 3 was coming, I'm like, okay, let me start it. And I looked, I'm like, season 3 is not coming till September. I'm like, so that's fine because then we can talk about it and I'll be caught up and everything when that drops in September. So
yeah, they've just released the first poster image of it.
Yeah.
Oh, so freaking pumped.
It's good.
Where can they go
really
from
enjoying
here?
it.
The aliens. I always think it's aliens.
Well, it is
It's always
based.
aliens.
There is a manga, so it will be going off source material still. It's not like they're making it up.
Okay.
So I've not read the
It keeps
manga, but I
subverting.
did look into the ending of the season 2. So I'm assuming they're going to follow who the Joker. And if they do, it should be good.
I'll let you guys know. And chat, I'll let you know when I finish it. It'll be shortly because it's one of those shows that you want to binge, and I just don't have
Mhm.
I don't have the time, and but now Cobra Kai is done, so I'll finish it. I'm almost there. I had to though, because I enjoyed Cobra Kai, and I'm like, it's over. I'm gonna get spoilers if I don't finish it right now. So yes. Let me get some of the super chats, and then we'll move on to the next topic. Hey Zeus, thank you for gifting 1 membership. Mitchell Fields for 5. Just Brew, what do you call the day after Valentine's Day? Some call it Candy Discount Day. In the military, we called it National Catch a Cougar Day.
Oh
Gosh, that's
my
not
God.
Valentine's Day itself, to be honest. Just go to the tissue aisle in the supermarket.
Oh,
I like the candy discount day. It's my favorite. That and Easter.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've heard
yes.
that used for Easter. Yeah.
Both. Yeah, I love chocolate, so if I get it at half off, that's even better. Adventures with Roto Commish has been a member for 1 month. Thank you, Roto. I didn't hate Captain America: Brave New World, but I didn't love it. The leader looked weird. Not a fan.
It was really because this guy was supposed to be super intelligent.
That's fair.
So you just kind of imagine a bigger head. But instead he had like bumps, like swellings all over his head. It was bizarre. If your brain grew into weird bumps, it looks more like a disease rather than you're super intelligent. It's not the look I would have gone for.
There you go. Disprove watch Hunter x Hunter, so I have to watch Alice in Borderlands. Watch it, Mike. It's good. I'm not done yet, so I can't judge it in its entirety, but so far I'm really enjoying
And
it.
Alice in Borderlands is more consistently good than Hunter x Hunter. Like every other arc of Hunter x Hunter, I'm like, why does this exist? This is weird.
That's crazy. Mark of Reality, thank you for the
Wild.
5. Wild, bro. I wonder how many more flops Disney can bankroll now that the US aid has been shut down. It will be interesting to see over the next year or 2.
Well, they're
We'll
still
see.
releasing bad movies, at least, because these projects have been done, and I'm so excited for Ironheart. Oh my God.
I kind of want to be with X-Ray Girl when Snow White comes out so we can see it together.
Do you want to come up for March?
Yeah, I'll go to freeze my butt off in Canada in March just to go see Snow White. I think it would be
It would be so fun to watch with someone.
I know,
because usually I go to these things solo.
Yeah, same. I'm definitely
Even
gonna go
Mark's
see it
like,
though.
no.
I'm seeing
There's
this
no way.
crap.
But it is on the last tweet is I think even if Hollywood wants to change, I don't think they know how, because they filled their entire industry with people who all agree. And I don't know how you come back from that quickly, because you got rid of everyone else that could have changed you, that thought differently to you. And so now it's the people causing the problem trying to fix the problem. And I don't think they realize they are the problem, so I don't think they'll fire themselves.
It's true. Angie Matthews, thank you for the 2. Who is taller, Wicked or the Captain Israeli girl? Well, if she's
I mean,
only,
I
if
can
she's
probably
Wicked.
find her exact height, I imagine.
yeah, if
It's
she's
Wicked.
shorter
I
than
think she's
5'1",
4'11".
okay, then I'm tall. Yeah, I'm
she's,
taller than
yeah.
somebody.
But I do like collecting small people, so maybe I might
does.
adopt a new friend.
She's gonna go. She's gonna go all the way to California just to be friends with
Apparently
her.
she's
'Cause she's tiny.
5'2", but she
Darn
looks
it.
like
Doesn't look
4'5"
it.
So
or something.
close.
No.
I was
She looks
so
like a little
close.
girl next to everybody. It's weird.
At the
Yeah.
meetup, which is funny because X-Wing seen me at the after hours and I had sneakers on, but I had heels on at the meetup, and he was just like, "You really are so small." And I was like, "And I got he's like, I'm like, and I got heels on." He's like, "You have heels on? You're really that small?" I'm like, "You saw
To
me
be fair,
yesterday."
X-Wing is tall. Oh, he is
Yes.
a giant.
He is.
What you need is like a piggyback ride constantly. You need to hire an employee.
This
who you
way.
just ride round on his
That
piggyback.
way.
Yeah. Just on his
Actually, you know
shoulders at all
what?
times with a big coat.
Or hire a friend who's actually shorter than you, so then you look taller.
Yes.
Just make
True.
sure they're always next to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look, I'm actually very tall.
Or just cut off someone's legs.
Yeah, I would say Steph's the only person that comes to mind that I've met, I think, that's shorter than me.
Kara just yelled out, "Is that what I am, X-Ray?" Yes, love you.
How else are people supposed to think I'm 15 foot tall?
Andrew Thomas, thank you for the 5. Happy belated Singles Awareness Day. You look so beautiful in red. Wicked tonight. Yeah, I have no plans on seeing Captain America 4. I don't blame you
Ooh,
either. Thank you, Andrew.
there's a Singles
Jadine,
Awareness Day.
Valentine's Day,
Oh,
apparently.
oh my god.
This one's for you, Disparu. Jadine for 19.99. Hey, Disparu, I went to the butcher shop and got 2 beef fillets and a porterhouse steak.
It is.
I hear something about heels.
Is it weird that I was expecting a joke to come from that? That sounded like the setup to something.
He just wants
It was
to
like
let
I
you know
thought
that
there was gonna be a punchline at the end. It's like, no,
Jadine
I've
just
got
wants you
meat,
to know, like,
based.
listen, I got steak.
Yes.
Be proud of me, please.
Well, I can't remember who it was. I think it was it Chrissy Mayer said, "What's the male equivalent to flowers?" And I just said steak. And then underneath were just people going, "My boyfriend asked me to go to the steakhouse for Valentine's Day. It's true." It's like, yes.
Steak's great. I love steak. Hirokami for 5. I wonder who stands at the front in the Chinese poster. Oh, is there a different? Or do they that do?
Probably. 'Cause
Probably.
they're
We haven't
very
found that one yet.
racist.
Yeah, that's
Have
true.
you seen the
Good
one
point.
where they've just erased him off the wall?
Yeah, the Star
Oh my
Wars one.
God.
You're talking
No,
about
for
No.
Captain America.
It was like he's red shadowed the entire body.
Is that
Yeah,
the Chinese
instead of-
Well,
one?
no, that's the brick wall. There's like no paint there. It's just like the tile structure. Because at first
Oopsies.
I thought it may be because he's holding the shield, so I thought maybe it's one of those cutout things where you put your arm on the other side. It looks like you're holding the shield, but no, it's on a tiled wall, so there's just nothing there. You can't fake it. It's so bizarre. But then you saw the Thunderbolts poster.
Oh yeah, it looks.
And it's the
photoshopped
woman
as
in front
heck.
rather than
Yeah.
Bucky.
It's so strange.
It's
Like,
very
is
weird.
she really the natural leader of this group? I don't know.
Well, there's an interview where it's going, obviously Bucky's the leader. Like, well, that's not what the poster's saying.
I don't know.
And
Mark-
also, an established character, wouldn't you want to put that person who's been in more movies and more instances and seen more screen time than Florence
makes
Pugh,
sense.
who was only in one?
Yep. And what is Florence Pugh? Once again, she's just a Scarlett Johansson stand-in. She's another assassin trained by the same people who can do the same job as her. So they have one of them in it. It's like they're cloning Scarlett Johansson, just putting her in different movies.
She was supposed to be like. I don't mind her acting. I don't think Florence Pugh is a bad actress. She's a good actress, but she got kind of weird. I think they wanted her to be the next, ScarJo, but like with the sex appeal. And then she decided to get that freaking nose ring, chopper hair, and start dressing weird. So, yeah. Mark, thank you for the 5. Has Disparu ever seen My Best Friend's Wedding, a movie about those stages of life like ScarJo seems to be dealing with?
No, it sounds like a comedy. I
It
don't
is. It's
really
from the
go in for American
90s.
comedies.
Yeah, it's from the 90s. It's definitely like a chick flick comedy. It's with Julia Roberts and Cameron Diaz. I like it, but I don't know if that's your cup of tea.
No, I am the same with American comedies that a lot of Americans are with British comedy. There's some kind of translation that doesn't go through. So
Clyde dashing for 5. That's crazy. Indeed, Clyde.
wild.
Crazy bro.
Oh my God, that is crazy.
Mitchell Fields for 5. X-ray girl in short. Captain America isn't the biggest pile of crap, but it's a decent size. Decent size crap.
Yeah, it's like the crap you take that is like, quick and easy and you're in and out and you're, not offended by it.
A non-offensive
You get
crap.
offended by them? Like, that was repulsive.
Oh my God, I get offended if I have to stay in the bathroom for more than a minute. Like mine are just
Thank
so
you.
quick.
Yes. I've had this debate with Mike. Mike's like, "Oh, I'm always on the I go on my phone." I'm like, what is wrong with you medically if you have enough time to go on the phone? Yeah. And he's
need
like,
to go
"No,
see
I
your
read
doctor."
Twitter, I play games." Like, why are you in the bathroom for this long? This shouldn't be necessary.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't, like, on a normal crap take longer than a minute. In my opinion, it's just go. Doop, doop,
If
doop.
it takes longer
Who
than that, you
wants
should
to
go
spend
see your
time in the
doctor.
bathroom? Yeah, it is just you go in there, do what you need to, get out. This shouldn't be like a holiday for you. This isn't where you go for your break time.
Holiday.
Look, I just
Well,
need a
actually,
rest.
You know what? We don't have children. We don't have children, so that there is that.
So maybe
But I'm
Mike
assuming
This
like
could be
chilling
his
in there for a
escapism.
break. Yeah.
I'm assuming
makes
he's got a
sense.
room in his house somewhere where they're not allowed it. That's otherwise he should do that. I assumed his computer room was the children are not allowed in this room.
Who knows? Abe Torres for $4.99. Cap 4 is actually perfect for Sam's character arc. I'd rather this film than most recent multiverse shenanigans that failed because of Kang stuff.
I was expecting him to just say something like because it's an empty void, like him. Like, it's hard to have an opinion on it, just kind of exists.
Can you read this one, Disparu?
What?
Mentrix, New Zealand, $10. Why is reverse cowgirl illegal in Alabama? Because you can't turn your back on family. A true story. At the MegaCon event, I was talking to someone, and they were like, "Why do you always take the piss out of what's it called? Slough? Which Slough? It's just kind of a joke place in the night. It's where the office is set, and it's just renowned for being horrible. So it's not inbred. For that, we have Norfolk. So if you ever ask a girl out and she says, "I love you like a brother," suggest a weekend in Norfolk. And then I said, because I think the American version of that would be Alabama, and a couple pissed themselves laughing. Like, they were listening in the conversation, just went, my boyfriend's from there! Like, thank you for saying that. Like, I appreciated that they could laugh about it rather than getting offended, because I like when siblings can laugh together. It's really nice for the family.
It's really nice for a family. Mongoose, thank you for gifting a membership. Hirokami for 2. Isn't Scarlet only 5'3"? You know, I don't know. I feel like she wears heels a lot, right? Like, I mean, Black Widow, I think, had like the
In the
high heel
movies she
boots.
did. But the other thing
let me
that was
see.
really good is the cinematography that they do for her action scenes, as well as the fact that she is good with action, like the movements. It shows that she uses misdirection and different styles of fighting versus pure power, because you can't when your enemies are twice your size.
Yeah,
and there are ways.
she
is
only 5'3", by the way. I looked it up. So
it's
she
like when you watch Lord of the Rings, the hobbits are closer to the camera, so you have that perspective difference. When Tom Cruise is fighting, they give him a toothpick and it looks like a big baseball bat. There are ways that you can help little borrowers look like they're bigger people.
Oh my god, this makes me think of, you know, those videos of like the little people, and it's like them throwing a javelin, and it's like a toothpick that hits his foot.
I've seen one, he lobbed a big shot put, and it was just an olive going onto somebody's salads.
Like,
there's loads of those.
Jumping into like a pool, and it's just like a little dip.
I think one of my favorites. There was a dwarf jumped out of a plane, and then he's falling down, and then somebody dropped like a sweet or something, and a dog ate it.
Oh my god! There was another one where they were doing the battle ropes like this, and it was
it's a guy's shoelaces. I've seen that one. Yeah.
Oh my god!
But that's basically how all Tom Cruise's movies get made. So there are ways.
True.
You know what? This also makes me think of the one of the Transformers movie where Shia LaBeouf, his female lead, was that blonde chick who was super tall, and they had to use so much perspective to make him look taller and her shorter, and they did what they can. Okay. But it's better than some of the stuff that occurs today. So,
well, it's often easy to do because you don't always shoot full body shots, and if you are, just don't shoot them together. In this, they had scenes of all of them walking along, and you could see all their feet, and you could see their entire height. Whereas if they just shot it higher, she could have been walking on something. Nobody would have known. I question why you'd do that for such a minor character, though. It's going to add a lot of expense and difficulty when you can just cast a taller woman that fits the role.
Yeah. But DEI, Disparu.
Well, I think that's what it is. Yeah, that he was like, having a female assassin isn't enough. Now she had some kind of illness, all the kind of different tick boxes. She was like a 4-for-1 on the DEI form.
4-for-1. Angie Matthews looking for the 2. You can stake a vampire. You cannot tofu anything. It's true like that. Giggling.
I was trying to remember what the other joke was. There's something like that. I just can't remember it though.
It'll come back to you.
I don't know. I read it ages ago.
Well, maybe it will. Schick, thank you for the 199. Hello, my saucy tarts. Hello, Schick. Mitchell Fields for 5. Wicked, if you need someone to carry you around.
Do you have tarts in America? as in the dessert.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite are pecan tarts. Oh my god.
Oh, you like to ruin that immediately.
Oh, he's just upset. Just
So
roosting
No,
on
we
me.
have like
freaking
apple
yummy.
tarts
I love
and different fruit
everything
things. You like pecan.
Pecan. I love everything pecan.
But if I like a dessert, I'm like cake is the way to go. Just, cake is
You
nice.
can't go wrong with a nice piece of cake or a cupcake. So good. I
Yum,
really
yum,
like a
yum,
lot
yum,
of
yum.
desserts, so now I'm gonna get hungry. Mitchell Fields, thank you for the 5. Wicked, if you need someone to carry you around, I volunteer. My picture is
Oh.
of me in my 75-pound weight vest. Everyone thinks it's a bulletproof vest. I thought it was a bulletproof vest. It looks like one.
Why are you
I suppose
wearing
they're
so much
similar
weight?
things. Because that way you can exercise, or you're just walking around with just more weight on you.
Work
So you don't have
smarter,
to go
not
to the gym
harder.
just
Yeah, I
as
don't
you're going around. It
understand
works.
that.
Thank you.
And you know
Thank
what? I just
Mitchell.
eat more so I can carry more.
Wise words
I put the
from
weight
Mike.
on me.
Don't do cake eating streams. He was like, he
Okay,
was
that was
lit.
stupid though. You ate a whole cake. Ate a
He
whole
Well, his
got the
mistake was
sugar
telling
foot.
chat he went on a diet. That was
He got the sugar foot, and like you just get in there, and he's just like, he looked drunk. He was giggling, and I'm like, the sugar's hitting.
yeah.
It's hitting
Mike
hard.
was like, I need to lose weight, and his solution to that was diabetes and amputation. Like, how can I lose weight fast? Cut off a leg.
Chick said
Hey,
it's a
don't
baby
take the Mark
carrier.
route, okay?
Chick said it's a baby carrier that could. Sorry, that made me laugh. What's up, Valiant? It was so nice to finally meet you.
Hi.
Thank you for the 999. Good evening. Valiant's like out
Good
on a boat or
evening, Valiant.
something, being fancy.
I saw the Twitter pictures, yeah.
Yeah,
By like a river.
he's on a river.
What it looked like. He's like, maybe I'll check in from the office.
Since we are talking about Marvel, do you guys want to watch the new Daredevil? Or is it Born Again? Not Born Again. What is it? It is Born Again. Yeah, Born Again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am so down. I watched the first 10 minutes of the episode 1, season 1, and it just reminded me how good it was. Sorry, I fell asleep because I needed a nap before the stream. So
of course she can't. She has to fall asleep during
me,
at least
my
once a
midday
week
nap.
while watching something. Yeah.
yes.
There are warning signs when we already saw Echo do a trailer where they put violence in the trailer, and that was the only thing that was in the movie. Put it all there. And anything that's described as slow burn, I'm dubious of. And yeah, I think it was Gary.
That sounds like an
said
STD.
He doesn't put the suit on till like halfway through or something like that. These are warning signs. So, well, I'm still on the fence.
Yeah. Listen, my favorite, they really did a great job with the Netflix shows. And this was the best one. Daredevil, even like the first season of Jessica Jones was great. Loved Punisher. Iron Fist was probably my least favorite, but it still was definitely nowhere near as bad as what they're pushing out now. Same with the Luke Cage stuff. Like those two were my least favorite, but what we got and what we're gonna get, like I don't even. It's not gonna compare. It's even if they have it rated mature, like that. The Daredevil was an R-rated show, and it should have stayed that way. I don't.
Yeah, I think the saving grace that does give me confidence for this is the fact that they had about 6 or 7 episodes filmed, and they just axed it all and redid it.
Really, I didn't even
means
know that, or I forgot. I don't know.
Yeah, because they weren't going to have a lot of the old characters back in that they've got in this now, and it means at least you realize what's bad. You may not be able to make something that's good, but you realized what was bad, which is a start.
That's the
I
first
will watch
step.
this.
Realizing that for sure.
I'll sail the high seas so that we can talk about this every week. Because listen, if it's good, I'll be happy. But I can't even be cautiously optimistic when it comes to Disney these days. So we'll see.
It's better to set a low bar.
Yeah,
than
exactly.
To expect great and then be disappointed. You know.
Exactly. All right. I haven't watched this one yet. I watched the Snow White one, but not this one. So let's do it.
I was raised to believe in grace, that we can be transformed into a better person. But I was also raised to believe in retribution.
So the Punisher going to be in this?
Yes.
Mm.
Just one of those days, I guess. Daredevil, Born Again, only on Disney Plus.
Again, in that, he's in the suit for most of the trailer. And so I'm gonna feel a little bit cheated if he doesn't go in the suit very much in the series. It's like the Red Hulk. He's in every trailer.
Yeah.
And then he was barely there.
So something that I'll say I like about
I'm
this
so
trailer
hopeful.
is that they're not giving us too much. A couple little action shots, him in the suit, the little clip of Punisher, Wilson Fisk, all of that. Like it, I don't hate this trailer. It's not giving me too much, and I like that. So we'll see. I'm still gonna keep my I'm staying down. Like I'm not gonna have high hopes, but I like the trailer. I'll be honest.
I'm the other way in trailers in that I like an intro, like a small condensed version of what you're gonna do. So who the bad guy is, what his motivations are, and it kind of like not the entire first episode, but kind of the outline of the first episode, which should set the scene about where the rest of the thing's going. And
I'd rather
For
not
a
get
TV
too
show,
much.
I think that's fair though. Like for a TV show, especially if it's 8 episodes or more, like if it's just of the first episode, it's not a bad thing. Like I personally like the previous trailer where he was talking to like in the diner and they were having like probably the most calm conversation, but there was notes of tension laced in between, and that would draw me more to this show than this current trailer.
that's what gave me my doubts, though, because that was kind of like, oh, we've both retired, we're not going to do anything. And you know he's going to get back into it. You see him in the thing, so you know it's all nonsense. And it's like, how long do I have to wait of you going, oh, I don't know whether I want to be a hero or not, before you finally put on the suit and we can get to the good bit? The good bit of Daredevil is when he's in the Daredevil suit, not when he's going, I don't want to kill people.
Should we do a bet on which episode he dons the suit? This will be fun. Chat, what do you think?
How many episodes are in the series?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that, I assume 8. I think it's 8. Let me check. Any episodes of Daredevil?
9.
Wait, so it's the red. Wait, is it the yellow suit that they showed in She-Hulk? No, it's the red one, right? Is it the original?
He has
it's
the
kinda hard
position in the previous
episodes.
trailer of all the helmets,
Mhm.
so he might have a range.
Okay, well that's just his. Okay, no, there it is. That's red.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to keep
So-
panning over the makeout session. My bad.
We're like, wait,
So-
see like again, wait.
Okay, so that's
The
'cause I
show was
didn't-
originally. Oh, I was gonna say the show was originally 18 episodes, cut down to 9.
18. They cut it in half.
Yeah, but I think
I
that was the
guess.
previous season, the one that got
Okay.
axed. So they filmed like 6 of them, axed all of that, and then this is an entirely separate, different series.
Yeah, I'm with this brew where that actually looks better because it's like at least they are. It seems like they're trying then, because if they didn't care, they go, we're just gonna throw out what we have. But maybe they got some feedback and decided, okay, we can do
And-
better. I hope that's what that means.
I think the rumors of that were that was going to be kind of a continuation of the one that you saw in She-Hulk. Or
Oh,
is
see,
this-
I didn't
Oh,
watch any
God.
of
Kind of
She-Hulk,
ignoring
and
it.
I've
Cuck.
heard bad. Yeah, I heard nothing but bad stuff on that.
He
That's
did
why
the
I'm
walk
like,
of shame, which admittedly he was
Yeah.
banging She-Hulk, so he should be ashamed. But nobody wants to see you do that on the street.
Oh my god. He wore his suit without the boots, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, he was carrying his boots next to him as he walked barefoot down the street, and someone walked past dog walking. Wow. They're like, no, we can just gender swap roles, and that works for some reason.
It works for some reason.
Like he would walk with his shoes over his shoulder because his shoes are that hard to wear. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
he's not
he's
wearing
got high
heels.
heels or something, I guess, in that universe. Hurts his
he,
feet.
was, he was holding his boots like a woman holding her heels. Okay.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's dumb. Someone was like, that's going to be hilarious. Put it in. That person needs to be fired.
Yeah, they're like, we swapped the gender roles. I never see this
No.
coming.
Yeah. Well,
But there's already a season 2 renewed, and I believe they started filming like today or something. And they've seen, what's her name? Jessica Jones has been getting back in the gym. So the rumor is she
Kristen-
might be in
Oh.
season 2. The first season of Jessica Jones is amazing.
Oh, it's so
I-
good.
I don't think
Oh God, I
she
gotta
was
watch that
responsible.
again then.
Yeah,
At least
for
just
me
the
it was
first
Tennant that
season.
made it. It was Tennant and the
Mhm.
villain was the best bit. And so she kind of fit in well with it, but when it goes on to her in her own series, it wasn't the same.
So March
Mm.
2-episode premiere. Okay. Well, I don't have Disney Plus, so I'm gonna have to Jack Sparrow
Yeah.
it. But
Remind me, Luke Cage, was that good or not? It kind of, I remember it being lukewarm for me. Like,
that's how I
didn't
felt.
really
Like it
care
wasn't
for it.
awful, especially if you're gonna compare it to what we get now. Same thing with Iron Fist. Those are my least two favorite of the Netflix Marvel shows. It would go Daredevil, Punisher, Jessica Jones for me that were good. Maybe watch the first season just to like refresh your memory a bit, maybe on Luke Cage. But I would say definitely, Daredevil is just a good watch through again because it's just good. Same with Punisher and the first season of Jessica Jones to like refresh your
Mm.
memory on her situation and everything. But yeah, Disrupt was right. With Tennant was, oh my gosh, that it was really
Yeah,
really good.
it was a great role
I don't even
played to
remember.
perfection.
That's what.
It was
It
where
was
he
a
could
really creepy story as well.
Yeah, so the story with the Jessica Jones was that he could control people, like, get into their heads and make them do whatever he wanted, and she's like just Jessica Jones. She's Go ahead, I'm
any
going
more,
over
you're going to
it.
get into spoiler territories if you're going where I think you go with that.
No, I'm gonna stop with the rest. I'm just saying that was the whole like creepy part of it. She's a superhero that could be controlled by a villain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's where I was going with it. Yeah.
I don't think you can turn it on and off. I think if he gives anyone an instruction, they just have to do it.
Yeah.
So all his life, he's just been used to
Simon
everyone
Says.
obeying him.
Basically, yeah. Yep.
There's even scenes where
my
he'll just
God.
go into a city and he will just move into somebody's house. He just found a penthouse and walk in.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, he was a good villain. Very good. All right. 16-bit mascot. Thank you for the 2. The most bestest Saturday show. Hello, saucy folks. Thank you, 16-bit.
Hello.
Appreciate that. Market reality for 5. Daredevil is such a cool superhero concept. A court-appointed criminal defense attorney by day, crime fighter by night. Yes, it is. It's a great story. I love Daredevil.
Well, it's like I like how his powers, especially overcoming blindness in the best way. Because if I want to compare this to like say Echo, who has the deafness, the way they explain it in at least the shows, it's like night and day. Like the best way and the worst way you could have a physical disability.
Echo's power is the sisterhood throughout time. Oh my God, I get the powers of my ancestors, and you're like, how did your ancestors get powers? Well, they were in a cave, and then they picked up a rock. I was like, oh, okay. top drawer right in there.
Guys, I can do that too for my ancestors. I'll go into a cave and pick up a rock just for them.
Just for
Some
them.
kind of magic rock. Wow.
Wild Man Beyond. I did finish Cobra Kai, but I don't think these guys did, so I don't want to like talk about it and give any spoilers. But I loved it. I enjoyed it. It was a great way to end it. I'm sad it's over, but I also felt like the last part that they dropped, kind of, it wasn't the best. This definitely redeems it to me, though. It was I like the series as a whole, but the last part that they dropped, it felt a little repetitive, as far as like how their stories were going. But this one, loved it. Mitchell Fields, thank you for the 5. Daredevil trailer looks good, but this feels like it should be rated R. While TVMA, not bad, but made by Disney, it needs to be dark. Yeah. I agree.
I know your rating
Blood,
system.
guts, and gore.
Is R worse than TVMA or less?
TV mature. I don't know, actually. I'm not sure. Let me see.
Because we just have ages, so easy to know which one it is. The previous trailer was more gory, especially there's something about where he lines the guy's leg up and then kicks it the wrong way. That that is rough.
So I looked it up and it says in terms of maturity level, rated R in movies is generally considered to be roughly equivalent to TVMA. Neither is inherently worse than the other. So it's kind of the same, I guess.
It's just like an 18.
Why have different ratings then? That's so stupid.
And I just do it doesn't make any sense. Whatever. So what should we do next? You know what? Let's talk about. We'll get to the Snow White trailer at some point, but let's talk about Maya Hawke here, saying that
I think that
You
was
were
Snow
about to
White
say something
screaming.
different. I don't know why. I was thinking of the user Mike and then last name Hawkener.
Oh, yeah.
Hawkener.
I'm not saying it in one go because yeah.
Maybe no, Maya, not Mike. That's what I say. Like sometimes the chat will like
Maya
correct me,
Hawkener.
and I'm like, I did say that, but it just sounded like I said something.
It's all right. After Gary said shit porn, it's like, well,
Oh my
with
God.
anything.
That was
So-
the worst because everyone heard SHIT instead
Yeah.
of ship.
Yeah, because unless you pronounce it twice and go ship porn, then you don't get the double P, so it just sounds.
Like SHIT. And then you're like,
Mhm.
what are you into, mister? At least this is like way too much information to know about
It's
you.
like, well, oh, look, I traveled to Europe and now I'm into the German
yeah.
stuff.
I love ship corn. Anyways.
So for anyone who doesn't know who she is, Maya Hawke is Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke's daughter. She was in some, I can't remember the name. She was in some movie on Netflix as well. I know she's done other stuff, but I think she's most known, at least to like our corner of the internet, for being on Stranger Things. She worked with Steve and it was a season 3 or what season are they even on now? I think it was season 3. She worked at the Scoops
Yeah, she
Ahoy.
was in the worst one.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's who she is. But she says producers are now choosing their cast based on collective amount of Instagram followers they have. There's also more. The other well, I had another thing too. Go ahead, Disparu.
Yeah, there was she made a different
TikTok.
comment about something. The thing is, I can understand why, because well, you saw it with Rachel Zegler in Y2K. She was the biggest name of that movie, and they were kind of relying on her to get the crowds into the cinema to give you a reason. I just think they're using the wrong metric, because I don't think Instagram followers or Twitter followers mean anything. It has nothing to do with how many people will see you in a cinema.
Yeah, it's very true. And some
So-
people like pay to get followers and stuff. You can tell
very
like if
inexpensive.
someone has like 10K followers and they get like not even a couple hundred likes on their posts, you know, there's ways to tell.
It's so true. So the idea of Instagram and Twitter, TikTok, the influencer market, if you want to call it that, when you get into sponsorships and products, because there's a lot of agencies that can help with that sort of thing. What they actually look at is interaction, because you could have an account with millions and millions of people following you. But if like we've seen it with like, remember G4 when they started doing their Twitch
all over
streams and there
Twitch.
was like, yeah, and they had like 2 or 3 people putting messages in and they had however many tens of thousands of bots. You're like, that's not a good metric to go by, because you should have a more active chat, just based on even smaller streamers. Like if smaller streamers are doing more chatter, having more chatters than you in interaction, that's not good for selling products. So they look at those analytics to see how much they should even bother paying you. You can have smaller channels that have way more interaction and sell more product because of their niche. And so if they wanted to do this, followers is just one part of it. But having influencers in your projects, because we've seen a few influencers in movies and TV shows now, it can draw a different audience towards your show or TV movie.
It'd probably draw better than actors, because when
Absolutely.
what is it, the game theory guy, I think he was in Five Nights and Freddy's.
Oh yeah,
his audience will be way more involved with him than a random actor who they may see in a movie every few years. But Trainwrecks TV has just recently said that a lot of other streamers who you would consider to be his size in viewers have been scaring away multiple multi-million-dollar ad contracts from Twitch. And he said billion-dollar corporations like Nike and stuff now will no longer advertise on him, because they went on with these streamers, paid them a load of money, got nearly nothing back from it, because it's just botted views. And there are not many people of his size, so it's a very limited selection of people he could be talking about. It's just happening at all kinds of levels. And while they should be looking at the interaction, a lot of them don't bother. They just go off the bottom line. Is it profitable or not? Okay, Twitch must be crap, and they just move on. So it is a major deal. I think with getting people into cinema, it's even worse because it's a lot more effort to get it out of your chair and go to a cinema as an activity than it is to just click an affiliate link and download a game or something.
Yeah.
It's way easier just to use PayPal to buy something, even though they're both money. And I understand why they're doing it because they get paid based off the amount of people they can bring into the cinema. Like, that's how they always used to. And so now they're trying to update it. They're trying to find out how can we find out how many people you'll bring, and they had to choose some kind of metric. They've just chosen a really bad
followers is not it.
I think it just proves they have no idea about business. They're out of their depth. They've never had to worry about this before, and they don't really know the market or signals to look at, and so they've just chosen badly. But I don't at its core think this is a bad idea. You're just doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, it depends. I agree with that. It depends on how you go about it. Like we said, having what's his name, Matt Pat on Five Nights at Freddy's, that was great because he covered a lot of theories on his channel about the game. And same thing, Markiplier was actually supposed to be in that, and he's probably going to be in the second one. I think there was like a filming thing, but everybody wanted to see him in the first one so bad because he was one of the original YouTubers that played it so much that helped make it even more popular.
That's where I've seen it.
Yeah, same. That's the first channel. Exactly. So yes, that is good marketing, but just throwing some like chick that's, I don't know, she's like cute and she's got a bunch of followers in some random movie, that's it's
we
not
found
like,
out
it's not gonna work probably.
She was complaining about it. The other girl from Stranger Things, she did Nola Holmes 2.
Millie.
Yes, Millie Bobby Brown, that's the one. Yeah. She got paid $10 million for that. And it's like, you wasted your money. She cannot bring $10 million worth of people into a cinema. Not many people care about it. But she might have a huge social media presence. I don't
watch it. I didn't watch that. But also,
anybody that didn't go for her.
I remember going to the theater with a bunch of friends to see the Godzilla movie she was in, and people were so mad that they were kind of focusing on her. They're like, who cares? Who cares about stupid Millie Bobby Brown? We want to see Godzilla. We want to see Mothra. And I don't know how much they paid her for that, but I don't think that movie did. I mean, it probably did okay.
Didn't do well.
But it didn't do like what a Godzilla movie should do. Like -1 was so good. But yeah, that's another. Oh, she's big right now because of Stranger Things, so we're gonna pay her a bunch of money and throw her in a Godzilla movie. Why?
No one watches Stranger Things for her either, though. It's the young guys that are the main
dudes.
characters.
Yeah, it's true.
And
that's
the
crazy part. Go ahead.
Go on. This is why they need to find like social media. That they need to find some kind of signal which is a representative amount of how many people these people will draw into the cinema. That's why they choose one person over another. And I don't think they've caught on yet that no one will. There aren't really people now that people go to the cinema for. And so, quite frankly, they're just not worth the money. You shouldn't be paying anybody $10 million to be in Enola Holmes 2. You should only do that if the first one was a massive success, and therefore you get the main person back.
Did she get paid more than Henry?
I don't know. I only know her number because it got leaked, and she said these should have been locked down. Nobody ever should have found out.
Yeah. Probably true.
There's something to be said about like the gender pay gap, if you want to even call it that. Do you remember a few days ago? I think it was Kai Cenat. They were talking about how male streamers are doing so much better than female streamers.
Oh, Pokimane started it, I think. Yeah.
Pokimane, yes, because Pokimane is probably one of the largest, if not the largest, I think.
She's Twitch's golden girl, right? Like,
I think it depends if you take in VTubers. I think VTubers dominate if you want to be female streamers, but a lot of people don't count them for some reason.
We'll just say, because VTubers can also be men with voice modulators. It's a possibility. I'm not throwing. I'm not going to take that away.
But does it matter if the audience thinks they're women? Because surely that would mean that
a woman could be
if they're portraying
a man versus woman.
Doesn't that mean that it's not a gender thing? It's an entertainment thing. Because this is a man who should have all the supposed disadvantages of being a female streamer, but people still watch them when they're actually entertaining.
But this is where we can say that there are men that are better at being a woman.
Yes. Yeah, I don't even think that's controversial. Because if you look at any of the signals that makes entertainment in general you'd have like sense of humor or what would it be? Sort of intelligence, interesting, developing a personality. All of these are mating signals, which women don't need to like impress people. The people come to them and they pick. So the men over time had to evolve to basically become more entertaining in order to attract a mate. I think it's just an evolutionary thing.
A lot of the male entertainers, at least on the influence market, are doing so much better than females in general. And that this is why there's a huge gender pay gap, if you want to even call it that, on actors and actresses, and seeing how like we're trying to equalize that. I think that is insane. It should be based on your performance, literally.
It has been equalized. There was an article
Agreed.
I think it was this week, which said finally, the actual title said finally, we have reached equal parity pay between women and men in top grossing movies.
Finally.
Like finally. We only had to destroy the entire industry. It was one of the worst
Everything
years
sucks
of
now,
all
but we
entertainment.
finally made it, ladies.
But we burnt it to the ground, and now everyone's equally poor. But finally, we did it. Folks.
Finally. Sorry. All right. So there's two things we're going to discuss with Maya. This was the Instagram followers thing, but she also talked about, we'll save this. I know Disbrew's going to like this. He likes that one, probably. So
many smart directors who tell me that they get I'm talking to them about how I'm going to delete my Instagram, and they're like, just so you know, when I'm casting a movie with some producers, they hand me a sheet with the amount of collective followers I have to get of the cast that I cast. So if you delete your Instagram and I lose those followers, understand that these are the kinds of people that I need to cast around you. So and so it's confusing. And I find I'm thinking out loud with you right now. I think this will be a lifelong question for me.
This seems to me just to be incredibly naive. Like, why would you not understand that they don't know? They're trying to predict your performance in the movie, and it's just about it's business. And I think a lot of people treat it as an art, and it's like it is not. It is business. They need to know the customers they're going to have to pay you the money that you want. So they have to know if you're worth it.
In this incident, it makes sense, right? I know back in the day, because there's quite a few older celebrities that don't even have social media, but they've already established themselves in the industry, and they already know they're a draw, they're Oscar winners, whatever. It's those people. The younger ones, though, like her, she's probably in her 20s, maybe early 30s, I don't know. But the younger, like millennial, even Gen X, millennial, Gen Z, you need to be on social media because they're going to look and see like, okay, so she's got 10 million followers, and then the person that's going against her for the role has 20 million. Maybe we should take the 20 million because she's going to be a bigger draw. Like you're right, it's business, and it just makes sense.
I've also heard this is the same for many other industries. So journalists, if you apply to be a journalist, you want to know your social media because you can advertise your articles to your people. If you want to write a book, get published, you have a lot of social media fans. They're like, well, okay, those will be people that are potential customers for buying the book. It's used as a metric for lots of things. Whether it's a good metric or not is a different question than not understanding why. I think that's the unusual thing.
I'm sorry.
I have a clip for this from Doctor Who as well that I keep putting, where there's just she's mouthing off and he goes, "My dear, you should learn to be admired in silence." I'm like, finally, somebody said it.
Oh God.
So Maya Hawke reveals a Hollywood producer told me I looked prettier with my mouth closed. And what made me laugh is because they decided to choose a picture of her with just her mouth open.
Just her mouth open?
Just a weird picture, like not even a flattering like smile, just she looks confused. Sorry, that just made me laugh.
Oopsies.
So a director told me, actually, I think it was a producer, but they were in cahoots, told me I looked prettier. Oh, sorry, let me highlight for Disbrew. Told me I looked prettier with
for the chat, not for me. I don't need a finger dragged across so I can read the words.
Oh,
and then I should close my mouth after I speak more often.
Disbrew could never read his autobiography. He'd wear the end of his finger out.
I was really
I speak? Oh.
Yeah.
So she just leaves her mouth hanging?
Yeah.
I know, it's like that kind of makes her look like maybe she's slow. Like she says something, and like imagine after Saucy, if every time we all said something, we're just like,
mm-hmm.
You know what? I think this is technically correct. I'm just putting it out there. This has nothing to do with her being a woman or anything like that. After you're done speaking, it just looks
otherwise
like you're
you look
lazy.
like a slack-jawed mouth breather.
Mm-hmm. Oh my
Um,
god.
Oh, God,
I
do
think
this all the
that
time.
I think it was just some good advice and she took it the wrong way. I was really upset about being told that I should close my mouth more to look prettier because I was playing a character that was distinctly unself-conscious.
You
Hawks,
can't do this as a. They are idiot. They are correct. ScarJo is right in a way that as a woman you are judged more for your appearance. It's one of the reasons they hire you. And this is just part of the world. And so going, no, but I wanted to be ugly on purpose. It's like, well, you just won't get hired then. Pick. Like, your fate is in your hands. Do as you're told or get fired. Choose one.
Hawk said on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast that was a trait of the character. They didn't care about looking pretty and they were unself-conscious. And so it was clearly just a desire of the aesthetic of the thing, and I was annoyed about it. So you could be a character that is not self-conscious, but they're still going to want you to look pretty while doing it because it's Hollywood. At least it's supposed to be that way. We get a lot of uggos casted now. But just because your character is supposed to be I don't get that. Unself-conscious. So it's like, what, you have to be self-conscious to look good? You could be unself-conscious and just be happy with how you look and still be attractive. Like,
Well,
I don't, that
have
line
you ever
confuses
seen
me a little bit.
the before and after pictures of liberalism? Where there'll be like a really
Oh, God.
sort of attractive young woman, and then she just goes to college and she shaves her hair off, she gets tattoos, starts dyeing all of her fingers, like face paint of all kinds of different colors, just destroys herself. There is
Yes.
something about that ideology which just destroys people. And so if they're going, well, I was playing a Californian, you'd be like, okay, that explains everything.
Explains it all.
I like Gary's response. That's the first
I
time
know.
a Hollywood producer said, because the first thing I thought was like, oh, maybe
Yeah.
he means like put a pee-pee in the mouth or something. I don't know. But I think okay, she made a bad acting decision for this role, I think, in this instance, which the producer director didn't like, which is fine. I think that this person was just being blunt and she took it the wrong way.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
That's that.
She took it too personally. It wasn't like he's like, you're ugly, but she probably literally would like finish something and be like, and he's like, that's not cute, honey. Don't do that. Like,
Yeah, you're pretty, but you could be prettier with your mouth closed after you finish speaking.
Why is your jaw gaping as it is? Like, are you after a promotion in Hollywood? I don't understand.
Maybe
the whole
she is.
thing
I
though,
don't know.
didn't she have a romance arc? I'm sure I think the other guy was into her, and she's like, no, I don't swing that way. But I can't remember whether there was a romance arc or anything. But it is kind of bizarre to have somebody who's like, no, I'm just ugly on purpose. Like, do you have to be though? Because no, but it doesn't even make sense from again, it's a business perspective. So you would get more people into the show if you weren't ugly on purpose. So I don't know why you'd even want that as a character. Especially, do you as an actress want to be known as the ugly person from Stranger Things? That's not going to be good for your career. But
No.
I don't see the point in getting offended at good advice. The only question you should ask is this correct? Like, is this true?
I guess seeing how Hollywood has been kind of more okay with uglifying women and men and not using the sex appeal, that it seems strange after all that in that world. But I'm sure they're just as vapid as they used to be. It's just they're better at hiding it.
I don't know. Like, Hollywood probably is just as filthy as it always was, but it does feel like a new generation of people have taken over. And so I wouldn't be surprised if rather than like the men going after the women, now it's the men going after the men. I wouldn't be surprised if you've seen a change in who's getting attracted that way. Because if the same things were going on in Hollywood, they still wouldn't be hiring ugly people. They wouldn't want to go through the casting couch with the new generation of actresses.
Ooh.
That'd be no fun.
Oh God, no. They don't know how to stop talking, some of them.
It's like, oh God, she just keeps opening her mouth all the time again.
They keep doing TikTok dances. I don't understand.
Yeah. They keep saying,
Oh my
that's
God.
crazy, man.
Yeah. We were walking, I forgot where it was, down the street, and we saw this little girl doing like a TikTok dance, and we kind of caught her. We're just like, "Wait, what you doing over there?" She's
Yeah,
like
well, it
filming
was.
herself, and
Do you remember the NPC streamers where they just
yeah.
get a thing and they just? Mm-hmm.
Oh
Hot
my gosh.
yum.
People, they were doing that on the streets. Like there was people in major places in New York and stuff, just on the street corners. People
I feel like
walking
in New
past and wondering
York,
what's going on.
that's not like people wouldn't be like shocked by that. Just be like,
Yeah, they're just great. They're just happy they're not getting pushed under a subway.
Oh,
or set on fire. It's pretty bad.
especially in New York, or smelling piss just all around you.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
New York smells like piss.
I don't understand why. I see all the
Sorry,
rents
the way
and stuff,
you
and I
said
know
it.
they're massively
It's like that.
expensive. I just don't understand why anyone wants to be in New York City. Every video I've ever seen just makes it look repulsive.
So there are some good. I haven't been there in a while. I've only actually been once. I don't think I'd want to go now. But when I did go, it was a good time. But I did not stay out at night. Like I was literally just like terrified to be out at night because I'm like, it's New York City. Like I'm gonna get mugged if I don't get in before the sun goes down.
Yeah.
So I was very careful about that, like not to be walking around.
It's the layout of the city. Everything's square. The buildings go up massively on either side. The roads don't look that big, so everything feels kind of oppressive. Dirty as hell. All the videos I've
Yeah,
seen
Teletrans, good
from
point.
is it Ryan Long? He goes around and just finds lunatics everywhere, and everyone
Yeah.
acts to him like it's normal, no matter how insane he's being to them.
It is normal there.
It seems wild.
Like people talking to themselves, doing weird things, homeless people.
Yeah.
I think the reason why a lot of people want to live there is the dreams and possibilities that come with like Wall Street and some of the big industries that are down there because of the huge corporate companies that are their home is in New York. And then I don't know if the acting and Broadway is such a huge appeal anymore
Used to be though.
there, especially if you're having to live on top of people. And I don't know if that industry is doing very well. So
Yeah, surely you'd travel to sort of
at least
LA
back
and
in the
Hollywood
day,
if you want to get into acting and stuff.
you could also do
Sorry.
there. And modeling is a huge
Proud of you,
part
Ian.
there. And I don't understand
That's
why
because
people
he's
want to
too
spend
drunk.
so
He's
much money
passed
to
out on
live
the
in
floor
such a
pissing himself.
small place.
Like, he does walk around and be like, I can't
conversations.
remember. This stinks of piss everywhere. But it's like, oh,
But yeah, no, you're right. New York used to be a big spot for people who wanted to make it. Like you would start there, like try to get into theater, and then possibly move over to LA. I mean, even people like Britney Spears, she started in New York. I don't know if that's where they
yeah,
filmed the
she's
Mickey Mouse
fine.
Club.
Doesn't done her any damage at all.
Well, child acting damage for sure. Being a child actor
And
and
Disney child actors. Sorry, we should put
Yeah.
that.
yeah, that's a big one. Yeah. But let me get some of these super chats and then we'll move on to something else. Angst Kitten for 5. Extra Girl, great to meet you at the meetup. Safe travels. Disbrew, I met you as you came in and
Thank
saw you didn't
you.
move far. Glad you made it and I hope you had a good time.
At one point, somebody went, is this table taken? I'm like, no, but I want the seat. And so I just
give me the
nicked the
seat.
seat from a table. Like,
Sometimes you got to do that. Yeah. No, so we lost Disbrew immediately. We didn't hang out at all during the meetup, but he really did
Oh.
have a queue. Like we walked in and people came
Never
up to him
moved.
immediately.
The queue
Yeah,
seemed
you
to be at the
didn't.
exact same size for like 3 hours. It was like, I thought
Everyone
it'd go
was
down or
excited
up,
to-
but it's now stayed there.
Yeah, everyone was excited to meet you. So we walked in and then me and actually did kind of rounds. We were stopped quite a bit as well, which thank you guys so much for coming to say hi. Like anybody that, stopped to say hi to us and take pictures. But when I left, so eventually it got to the point where they weren't just letting like the meetup people in, like you had to wait in line outside. And at that point I was outside
Yeah,
because
it
I
reached
spent
capacity.
yeah,
really
and
early
it
on.
was really it was just so crazy inside that I did spend most of my time outside. But there was a group like there was just people everywhere. And I went back in to say goodbye to you guys because like I'm tired, I'm gonna go home, and I was looking for you in X-ray, but they were like, oh no, you gotta wait in line, and it was kind of a long line, and I was like, I'm just gonna text them. I'm not waiting in this line to say bye. I gotta go.
What, someone told you to wait in line to say bye?
Yeah, the girl at the thing, she was like, "Oh, you gotta go in line." It's like she was there the whole time. Like they some of them could have like let us in, but I guess I get it. They said like the meetup
Oh,
people
to get into
have
the bar. Okay.
after, yeah. But I just wanted to go say bye, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna text.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wait in this line. But yeah, it got really busy in there for sure.
Yeah,
But
I got told at one point it's at capacity. If you leave, you can't come back. So don't. I was like, oh, cheers. Thanks for that.
Because I was in and it was like right after, because I went in and this one X-ray was dancing, and I was just like, I'm gonna leave her to it. I'll come back in a minute. And I like it was you guys and then Kara that I wanted to find to say goodbye to. But I'm like, yeah, I can't get in. Bye, guys. A distant I probably could have been like, hey, because you were in the same
Just shout
spot.
from the doorway.
Yeah, like, hey, I'm over here.
I met 4 people in the doorway. One was outside, because I saw you 2 walk on. I met someone literally outside the door. There was 3 people in the little gateway bit in, and then just inside the door is where I ended up staying. Well,
yeah.
here we are.
Yeah, every time I walk by, you were in the same spot, and I was like, I'll get to him eventually. But then, like every time, it was like I didn't want to like walk in front of people and be like, hey, I'm gonna talk to him. Move, like. But yeah,
it seemed like you were doing fine though.
Yeah, so I mean, he was just chilling. Eventually, he said he got a chair, and he was just having a good
Nick's
time.
a chair for a table. At one point, I had the table, then someone else took the table.
Yeah, I was on a couple of streams. I know Sevi was walking around, a couple of like the people hanging out had gone live, and I was just like saying hi on a couple of streams. Yeah, it was a good time.
That was a wild night though.
It was. I'm really glad that I didn't like actually drink. I don't think I would have been like real hot and probably like not felt well by the end of the night, just because I'm not really a club scene person. I never have been. It depends. But like with the smoke and just everything that was going on.
The bar was packed, apparently.
Yeah. So you wouldn't.
Oh my god, the 45 minutes for a drink.
You know what you should have done? You should have just asked Valiant, because that's the only drink I got that was liquor. It was the bar like inside near like the stage, and he's like, do you want a drink? Because we were getting ready to go out and like see people outside, and I was like, what are you having? And he got me a rum and coke, and he got it immediately, and I was like, cool, let's go.
Maybe he had a card.
That
like
too, but
tab,
they probably oh yeah, maybe, but yeah, he got it immediately. So I was like, cool.
Valiant.
So they probably knew him. He was like, listen,
he makes connections.
Yeah, it's true.
He was just there flexing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the only
like, show him your arm cleavage.
The only actual drink I had. I had like some water and stuff. But Ian says 45 minutes for a drink would literally lead to revolution in Scotland.
Yeah. They'd just be around the back drinking out of a brown paper bag by the end of the night.
I think you actually would have been more successful going to another part of the City Walk venue area
to get a drink
and getting a drink and coming back.
100%.
There's this one
when it was really busy.
The next time you're in Florida, I want to do City Walk with X-Ray, and when she can drink too, because there's other places I like. Like I go to the little stands that you walk by. Like this one has really good prosecco, and I always get a glass of prosecco and sit by the water. Yeah, he probably showed us Bob's hurts. You're right.
We got good drinks at the one of those little stall bars.
Yeah,
I remember.
They're good.
It was so fun.
Yeah, I love the little stalls there. Market Reality for 5. When are they going to have Betty Ross / Red She-Hulk with the modern audience and all? She-Hulk had a comic where she stole all of Domino's clothes. Really?
The problem with She-Hulk is
no idea.
The actress during the strike, and I believe another time as well, keeps making comments about the CEO of Disney. And, you know, if you want your own movie and you want a career, stop having a go at the CEO, you silly cow. Like, seriously. How difficult is it not to offend your boss? Oh.
I wanted to see Wicked standing next to Drinker. I actually didn't meet him because he was kind of surrounded. So if I would have went to
he had so many people.
He had a lot of people. I actually didn't even say hi or see Jeremy from G&G. I usually always say hi when I see him, but I didn't say at MegaCon long.
They were tucked away.
Yeah, they were tucked away. I didn't say at MegaCon
I never
long
saw
either.
the merch booth.
And yeah, it was tucked away.
I saw Ryan dancing with a baby at one point. Like he was doing
Excuse
doing some
me?
kind of dance. There was a woman brought her baby, like on her little
Oh
baby.
yeah, there was. I did.
I did
saw
see
that.
the woman with the baby.
Yeah, and she was
He
in
was-
the queue. She was in the queue, and I saw him, and he was just dancing with the baby at the time. It was like,
He
quite-
looks over. He's
Yeah.
like, what is
Also-
this?
It's
The
quite
Hangover?
surreal.
Also, what?
There was also a couple that was there that just got married
Oh, yeah,
on
this
their
was the-
honeymoon.
Yeah, they were on their
Like-
honeymoon. That was cute. Yeah, there was a baby
Very
there. There was a baby.
Yeah, I was like, you did it get ID'd coming in here? It's like, hang on.
Janine, thank you for the $4.99. Zegler has more followers than Gal Gadot. Damn, why? Because she's younger, Gen Z. That's why.
And
I don't
people
think
will
Gal
follow her
really
just to
cares
see what
about social
lunatic
media.
thing she says.
Probably not. And Gal Gadot
Oh my
also did
God,
that
the election
cringy Imagine thing that probably tanked her following a little
Oh
bit.
god. Oh. That and I Take Responsibility need to go down in history. We
Oh,
can
they will.
never
They're gonna
forget.
be in textbooks. Just wait for it.
I take responsibility.
Have I said it exactly? It's true though. That's how 20 it's like 2020 was a fever dream. Like we're going to look back at that in 10 years and be like, did it really happen? Like did we really go through that? Yes, we did.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Reality for 2. Pizza Hut should hire Nerdrotic. Does he like Pizza Hut?
I don't know if he likes Pizza
Depends if
Hut,
he's
but
got
he likes
pineapple on it.
like pineapple on
Pizza?
pizza.
Apparently
I mean,
he
who doesn't
really
like
likes
pizza?
Chicago as well.
I love
I kicked
pizza.
of a
Not
of a
Pizza Hut.
beehive on Twitter when I said, look, biscuits
Chicago,
and gravy
I
was
don't like
one
deep
thing,
dish.
but I don't know
Mm-mm.
whatever this is, but it's not pizza.
It's a Chicago thing. I'm not into deep dish either because it's just I like a crispy crust.
It's like doughy or saucy
doughy.
or too much cheese. And personally, I prefer like a crispy pizza. So thin crust is better.
I like a medium. I like thin crust more than that. I like a bit more of like a medium, but it still needs to be crispy. Like doughy. Ugh.
The
I'm
funny
not a-
thing is, all Americans seem to be on the side of biscuits and gravy. There was quite a war, though, between Americans that liked and disliked Chicago pizza, or pie, casserole,
It does look like a
tomato
casserole,
soup
doesn't it?
in a bread basket. I've seen lots of names for it that I didn't know existed.
Here, we'll show you guys what this brew's
yeah,
talking about. Hold on.
Because I had no idea. I'd heard of pizza pie. I didn't know they meant this. This is wild.
It's very much like a pie.
Yeah, well, it just seems to be cheese. I could understand if there was
It's
more
sauce.
to it.
It's mostly sauce, I
It's
think.
all
Oh, I
sauce
thought there was
in
a huge
deep
slab of
dish.
cheese and then the tomato on top.
No.
My favorite
look
was
at-
somebody posted the Jon
Oh.
Stewart rant about it, and he says, "If I'm
Oh,
drunk
this
and I
is
fall over in
different.
my pizza, I don't want to drown."
Oh yeah. You know what? I think it's actually more doughy than.
Can you scroll up so we
cheese.
can see the actual slice as he pulls it out? Because it
Yeah,
just seems to
sorry.
be a thick slab of cheese. Like that's
Yeah.
mostly cheese, and then a crap ton of sauce, admittedly.
Yeah.
I just no, that's not my thing. No, thank
It's all
you.
it's all just too much. I like just a regular amount of dough. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not pizza. And people are like, it tastes nice. I'm not even saying it does. It may taste delicious. It's not pizza though. That's it.
It does
I
look
did
like
hear
lasagna,
that
doesn't it?
Chicago has good hot dogs. Like that's the place.
It's quite
to
hard to
go
mess
for-
up a hot dog though. It's just a sausage.
I don't know. I'm sure there have been instances of that, but I mean, I'm simple. I like just ketchup and a hot dog.
Ketchup and mustard for me.
I was glad you said in a hot dog because like I just like ketchup. What, you
I'll just
squirt
eat
it
it.
in your
Just give
mouth?
me a packet of ketchup. I'm fine.
Hey, I loved ketchup when I was a kid. Could just from the bottle or
My
butter.
mom-
Butter was also another.
My mom liked ketchup too. She said she used to just like put ketchup on bread and eat it when she was a kid. And I'm like, kids are so weird. I could never.
No, we
Um,
have that. Yeah,
kids
some
are-
people do that with sandwiches. They'll have like a ketchup sandwich,
Yeah.
which I find weird, but yeah.
Ketchup
yeah.
sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay, my
Okay.
cousins and I used to eat like rice and ketchup.
How
But
very
it's better than just plain
Asian
rice.
of you.
Yeah, we just pour the ketchup onto the rice, sit in front of a math show, and that'd be it for the night. Like it's some of the best days of
Oh
my
my
life.
god, that sounds like the best night ever.
I just get to do sums with rice. I'd sit there counting the granules.
Ian, thank you for the 50 pounds. Millie Bobby Brown can never be a draw because she has 3 names. I can only remember 2 and will choose my films thusly.
Yeah, and if we go by the
my God.
was it called Conspiracy Theory, the movie? Where he says that assassins that only wipe out one person have 3 names, whereas serial killers have 2. It was like Lee Harvey Oswald, and there was a whole list of them. It's a good movie.
Yeah. I didn't see the movie, but I know what you're talking. Wait, did I?
It's a great movie. It's an older movie.
I don't know if I saw the movie, but I know what you're.
I don't know if it's called Conspiracy Theory or. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Taxi driver with a penchant for conspiracy theories becomes a target of one after one of his theories turns out to be true. 1997.
Mark Reality, thank you for the 5. So if Sydney Sweeney were to go on FNT, would she boost her social media followership and therefore her bottom line? Have Drunk 3PO set it up?
Wait, Drunk 3PO knows her? What? I'm
No,
so
it's a meme.
confused.
It's a meme that he can get
Whenever
anybody on
anyone's there,
FNT.
it's like, can get Drunk 3PO, get her on.
On
Every
FNT.
time.
Oh, I see.
Because he does seem to know everybody.
okay.
He's Jay. He talks. He's got the jades. He's spreading it.
Ian, thank you for another 50. The picture of after liberalism is Disparu standing on a pile of skulls waving a carton of milk around.
Base, yeah. There wouldn't be skulls if they drank enough milk. That's the lesson there.
Drink
They
more
needed
milk.
more calcium. That's why the rest of their skeleton would have still have existed.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mark, thank you for the 5. Jeremy walked up and gave me a hug right when I walked in. I already told X-Wing who I was. Maybe he told Jeremy. Yeah, maybe. They talk, you know.
Maybe. I like that I have the face for Mark now in chat, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah. As soon as
solidifying that.
that's why I think me and X-Ray were the same. Like when people would come up and say their first name, we're like screen name. Because most people don't have like their actual name. And yeah, there was a couple people.
X-Wing met me and he went, hello. I went, all right. He went, X-Wing? I went, I know. X, and he like started getting really like, I know. I don't think
You should have
I'm
been
English.
like you
This
should have
is
been
as
like
enthusiastic as I get. I don't know.
You should have been like
Disparu. I can't muster up that much enthusiasm.
I thought you were a Y-wing.
You should have been. Listen, I'm a smart ass. I would have been like, you should be like Disparu. No, Disparu.
It was so bizarre. I was like, I know who you are. I'm X. It's like I think you expected more reaction. It's like, no, I'm not American. We don't react.
You should have done a backflip.
Or
What's
a
wrong
girl.
with you?
Yeah. I start doing like X Factor logos and stuff.
Mark, thank you for the 2. Capable Jen admitted to being an Eagles fan. I think the huge jersey he was wearing kind of gave it away.
Huge jersey
the big
for both
amulet,
days.
And the charm. You had like the eagle symbol, like charm.
He had like a neck bling thing going on.
Neck bling, exactly.
A necklace. Sorry.
Neck bling. Let's go before let's take it on I don't even know how to segue into this, but on a lighter note, let's talk about the wrapper that doesn't fit into
God,
cars.
okay. This is gonna be my favorite segment tonight because I just love the whole idea of her suing Lyft. It's funny. It's likely she'll win because I think from my understanding, watching some legal perspectives on this, it is discrimination, but it's just like, oh my God.
I don't know if it's in this video.
Is
there a part where she bends over in the video in blue trousers?
So
because the video I've seen, you don't know it's a person. It doesn't look like a person. It doesn't look like a person bending over. And then slowly it dawns on you as if, oh my God, this is a human being. It's so bizarre.
she could bend forwards or backwards and it looks like it's bending over.
Yeah, it kind of looks like, in cartoons where people get twisted around and their bodies facing the wrong way. Yeah.
Yeah. She's got a butt on both sides.
Yeah, her head.
Sorry.
She's like what I forgot
Don't
what it is.
be sorry.
Where,
she's not. She's walking around like that. She could do some sit-ups. She could stop. She could cut back on the sugar. But
there's a movie where I think they're immortal, but they can't heal, and one of their heads gets turned around the wrong way. It looks like that.
Death Becomes Her?
Yeah.
Probably. I know it's an
I think
older
she has a
movie.
bigger
Goldie
front booty
Hawn
than a
and Meryl
back
Streep.
booty.
Yeah. Yeah, because she sits on it, so it's probably real flat, right? I'm sure she sits a lot. She don't look like she walks
Oh.
much.
My God. Wait, where's it?
Super fupa.
Next Marvel superhero. And they're like, you know what? You would be way more attractive if you closed your mouth.
Oh gosh, the chat is on fire tonight. She looks like the Michelin Man.
She's the DEI Michelin Man.
Oh no, they've raised some gender swapped
Michelin Man.
She did a podcast interview and needed an entire freaking sofa.
Oh yeah, because she couldn't fit in the chair, which is kind of funny. So they brought out a sofa for her to sit on.
Like,
Did
we
you have
need you to be
snacks during it?
comfortable. She probably says like 5 lines, like, "Wait, my sugar's dropping."
Yeah,
sugar.
it's not helping with her image of like her, at least internet persona that like, you're trying to sue people because you couldn't fit in a car and then you can't fit in a chair. Like what the heck?
And also,
No.
he didn't just go, you wouldn't fit. I think he said it'll damage my suspension. So just getting in a
is
car
fair.
isn't even the problem.
Which is fair. Yeah, it's not. He didn't say you couldn't fit. He said that you were going to break his car, which.
No, I think I said I wasn't sure she'd actually fit. So,
Yeah, well, you better be careful. She's coming for you next.
All right.
Uh,
I mean,
You are in the
I
UK.
can run away and go upstairs. I'm fine.
she won't be able to catch you. She can only make it up one
Yeah,
step.
she's about as dangerous as a Dalek.
Oh my God, I was gonna say the Daleks are more dangerous than her.
Yeah, because they can fly,
They're
but they
on
didn't
wheels.
used to be able to fly. Through all the old generation, it was like, why don't they just go upstairs? This is stupid. And then when it came back, that's when they made them fly.
So, 500-pound rapper Dank DeMoss.
Oh, sorry, I thought that was
proves-
the car.
No,
No, that's her. That's her name.
proves she can fit into car by squeezing into a small SUV. Well, she can fit in the SUV, so she doesn't got nothing to worry about. Like,
This is what I mean, right?
Okay,
You
by the
kind
way,
of know there's a problem when you choose an SUV as the car that you need to fit in. This
Over
isn't a
a
normal
car?
car. This is a 4x4.
get me a tank, I'll fit into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is currently suing Lyft after they refused to let her into the car, claiming she wouldn't fit. Now, that's messed up, too, that she's actually suing Lyft. I hope this doesn't go through for lots of reasons. But if we're going to be fair on Lyft's part, it was the driver that refused it. Same as Uber. It's not the company that refused her. It was the driver, a personal, but I don't
Don't
think he
you
should be
have-
sued either.
Also-
I'm just saying, like, does she actually have a case to sue Lyft? I don't think she should get anything from anybody.
Don't you have freedom of association laws over there? I'm sure that was in your constitution, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be.
I
I don't
have no
think you should
idea.
be forced to serve anybody.
No, you can refuse service. Yeah.
Well, that's what happened. So, yeah, I don't know why
Yeah.
she could sue then if you can just.
But like
not-
because this is discrimination, she might have a case where
No.
she's
Well,
where
that's
this
my
is
point, though.
happening.
The-
Because it's
The discrimination laws go against freedom of association. Like, you can only have one, and I don't think you should be because essentially, if you don't want that person in your car and they by law make you, that is slavery. Because now you are being forced to do an action against your will in servitude of somebody else. So
And
I
it's
think
like
you should just
private
be able to
property,
turn
like
anybody down
the-
for any reason.
Look
Like,
at her. Is that her lawyer
Lyft
that's like,
won't pay for her car. Like his car, sorry. Lyft won't pay for all the damages that happened to the car.
no.
Right? This $15 ride is going to kill him.
Yeah, but I mean, for me, because if you take that route, you're kind of accepting that there is some weight that she could be where she would be able to force him. And I'm just like, no, it's not even about the size for me. If you look at somebody and like, well, you look too drunk, they shouldn't need to put them in. If they look as if
Looks like you'll puke in my car.
basically anything, I don't have a reason not to. Just I don't think you should be like allowed to literally force your presence on somebody else for any reason. Seems weird.
Yes, it is. We'll see. We will follow this saga and keep you guys updated.
Ride is ready.
Let her open the door herself. She needs
See me
to.
last time I went to cut me at the Rango station. Ow.
Is that
I
dog in
can't
case she gets hungry?
I can't even understand what she said.
She's not Asian.
Wait a minute.
I learned after the Kendrick Lamar
Oh,
thing that
God.
apparently it's a bad thing if you say you can't understand somebody.
Why is it cut though? Did she have a hard time getting in? Look at this cut.
Me at the rain goes thanks to Al.
She
It
ate the
doesn't-
dog.
But it didn't show her actually, like, you see what I mean? They edited it.
Oh, do you think she needed a ladder or a push
Ah,
to get her leg up that
Maybe
high?
a little.
See? Like, it doesn't show her like starting to get in. It just shows her
Yeah.
already in.
Because can you imagine getting your backside that high? That would be the problem.
Well, she's short too.
Who cares? I don't want to listen to
And
her
they
rap.
didn't
Yeah,
show
they
her
only
putting a
show that she
seatbelt
can
on.
fit.
Oh, the dog's safe. Look at this very nice
You
Lyft
guys-
driver.
Okay,
So
they
she will
can't-
fit
I
as
don't
long
think
as
she
they
can
have
even
the dog
put
in the front
herself in a
seat.
seatbelt. That's a safety issue.
Yeah. Oh. What is this? Doing a used car
Oh
commercial?
God, is she driving now?
They have to put the seat back. There'll be no person sitting
Sounds
behind
like
it.
she can't breathe.
Does she even check her blind spots?
I don't want her music on. I think that's
Like,
her.
I don't think she can turn around enough to check her blind spots.
She probably go like this. Original incident.
If you just
Okay.
like
Hey,
mounted,
calm
if you
down.
just put a donut on every mirror, she'd be able to.
I can fit in this car.
No, believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me. So, I'm sorry.
What I'm gonna do about my money?
I'm gonna cancel it. You're not gonna be charged.
So you telling me I can't get in the lift because I can't fit in your car?
You can't even finish that sentence without taking a heavy breath. Like, so you're telling me, like, dang.
And I
Go ahead.
I think she set him up there. I think she put words in his mouth so he would say yes. I think
Yeah,
she knew exactly
probably.
which thing would get him in trouble. And she said that thing for him to go, yeah, but then he carries on afterwards, putting it in his own words, which is where I think he was on suspension and damage to the car. But by that point, he's already said yes, and so that's what she can sue for.
Ian for 50. They edited out the Vaseline to get her in the car.
Oh my
Thank you.
They're
For...
No,
like,
they
we're
just
go- we're
put
gonna have to
donuts on the
lube
other
this.
side so that she would jump in.
She probably went real fast for that. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think you're right though. She started recording at a suspicious time too.
Mhm.
What makes you think I can't fit in the car?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What makes you think I can't fit in this car?
Because the car is small in the back. Believe me.
My best friend has a Benz that's newer than this.
This
that I-
isn't an SUV by
Her
looks
best
of
friend
it.
has a Benz. So her
No,
best
This
it's
just
a
friend
looks
car.
like a car.
It's like a. I don't even know if it's a full size car. And some of those chairs don't go as far forward in a smaller car too.
That's the same size.
Yeah,
Did she just say my friend's got a smaller car that's the same size?
my friend's got a Benz, so
Oh.
she's trying to like flex her friend's got money.
So you
Well, then
really
get your
telling
friend to
me
pick you up.
Yeah, right.
I'm too busy to get in your car. So I gotta order.
And he's being careful too. He's not saying yes. I'm saying you're too big or anything. He's just not saying anything really.
Yeah, he's trying to be polite. You're putting him in an awkward position. He just wants to drive off and go to the next customer. You can get, I think he even says you can order the XL version.
Yeah.
What is it? Uber has XL cars.
Yeah.
That's what you
you
should
do.
be ordering.
Mhm.
Like you need like the reinforced structural crane lift cars.
Yeah.
And just the space for her.
more
Yeah, she needs
And
more
the seatbelt
space.
extender.
Like she probably wouldn't fit actually. Like that's not the biggest concern is his suspension, but like I don't feel like she would fit in a regular small vehicle like between the seat and the I don't know.
Yeah, we talked about this on Poor Choices, and her having the proper seatbelt is actually a safety issue. Is it on her
Yeah.
or is it on him that she's not seatbelted proper?
It probably
Yeah,
would have been on him.
It just feels like everyone's trying to find an excuse why she shouldn't go in the car. And I'm just like, I don't think he should, even if he had no reason, I think you should be able to turn down anything.
Yeah, a good point there, Wiley. Why are they always filming? They want this reaction. Yeah.
Well, remember, she has products to sell. She is a rapper.
She's a rapper.
apparently.
She's a rapper.
She's got music. So her name and the attention on her directly influences the amount of money that she makes. And so all kind of drama's just marketing. And nobody knew who she was at all. No one had ever heard of her until this.
Yeah.
This is helping her career, sort of. I did listen to one of her rap videos. It's not very good.
You're
I'm
telling me that
amazed that the
I already
person
forgot her
with no
name and I fixed it
self-control
out.
never developed any talents.
so you're telling me that
Yeah.
I can't remember her name, doesn't rap well. I X'd it out already. It already went out of my brain.
I mean, she
Uh,
could barely breathe through a sentence.
I know. How do you? I didn't even think of that. You're right. The heck. Jabba no Uber.
Shit. Oh my god.
And
Oh,
when she's
no.
talking, she hardly strikes you as sort of a cunning linguist. She has barely any vocabulary. Could hardly talk as it is.
No one can cunnilingus her either.
Well,
Maybe that's why she's so run.
not without like a pickaxe and a headlamp.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
They need like one of those like
Oh.
machines where it's got two things that come out and you just have to wind it. It slowly
Oh,
spreads.
cool. The clamp, but the other way around.
Yeah.
It's like a
It's
speculum, but for
like-
the no.
almost like we're gonna need a bigger boat. It's like we're gonna need heavy duty
my God.
stirrups.
So we have these like giant toilets at a place I used to work at because we had a bariatric facility, and I've sat on them before, and it almost feels like you're going to be swallowed into the toilet because my butt barely fits on the toilet.
You like fall in.
Like, I don't know. I just thought of that for some reason. I'm like, that's probably the only seat that she would like feel very comfortable and stable on. Anyways.
Can you imagine as well? Because I imagine they had the alarm safety pull cord thing, like pull in case of emergency, and so you kind of just fall in the toilet. You have to pull it and then just walk in. We like stuck in the toilet.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to hell.
Sorry. Christopher Peak, thank you for the 5. Ketchup and rice is good. Adding butter takes it to another level. I've never had ketchup and rice. I don't know.
Feels like a condiment too
Eyebrows.
many.
Amazing.
Irish,
no-
thank you
no
for
such thing.
$9.99. I didn't get to ask you at the meetup, what is Wicked's origin story? How are you related to everyone? You don't seem to be in the G&G
Ooh.
product group besides scrollers, etc. Are you independent? Yep, I am. I met everybody online, like randomly, pretty much.
You can talk about
Yeah.
our story,
Yeah, so I met
our stories.
X-Ray. Well, first, I think the first person I met was Jay because of the Gina stuff. Like I seen her post something like that he was doing like a charity stream or something like that, and I thought his name was funny. That's literally why I followed him. I thought his name was funny, and then became friends. And then with X-Ray, it was actually Roto Kamish. He had been in my chat saying that I should play with X-Ray, and he went in her
Roto.
chat. And then I think someone clipped it and sent it to me. She was on Twitch and she was looking me up like while she was live, and she's like, "She's cute. I'm gonna follow her." And then we started playing, and then we started playing Dead by Daylight together. And that's how we met. And
That
I
was when you
basically
were like in the attic.
no, that was no wait. No, that was when I was still in it wasn't upstairs. It wasn't the attic though. That was before I moved to Florida. I was still in New York at that time. But yeah, no, because right before that was the attic streams, like when I first started streaming, but then I took like a bit of a break like from gaming. But yeah, it was close to that time. It's been I don't know how long ago that was, like probably like 4 years ago.
That was like right at the beginning, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Something like that. But yeah, basically, yeah, I am independent. I'm not really a part of anything except for Saucy. We're our own crew. So
Yeah,
that's
I think I saw you. Somebody hosted you on Twitch, and it was probably either Drunk 3PO or maybe Lethal
X-Ray.
at the time. It was a long
Oh,
time
maybe,
ago.
yeah. I used to play Sea of Thieves with Lethal a lot and Mazza.
I think it was probably Lethal then.
Possibly, yeah. And then I did play the first game or any like stream I did with Disparu was actually Dead by Daylight too.
Oh yeah.
He's very dramatic
because I started screaming at somebody.
He gets hit by the killer once. He's like, I'm dead. I'm like, you're not even down yet. I'm dead. I'm like, you're not even down yet. Very
They run
dramatic.
faster than you. I should be dead. It's not my fault they have a lack of skill.
It was really nice meeting you, Iris, too. I remember I'm like, you're with the Y. See, we pay attention. As X-Ray zoning out. We pay attention.
Huh? That's crazy.
Ian says, I saw Wicked through X-Ray host too. Yeah, see, we all just come together. Yeah, it's
I
been
just like
been
our origin
crazy
story of streaming.
I know she's cute. I'm gonna follow
randomly.
her. Let's play games.
Yeah,
See, she
and how we
she knew I
became a
was
thing.
tiny. I know, and she likes them tiny. She was like, "Oh, another short one. Let me start the collection."
She looks tiny. I'm gonna be your friend.
Yeah. And yeah, I do love how Saucy started too, because I was just like, "Do you guys want to come on Wicked's
Mhm.
World?" And it was just us on there. And there was even I'm gonna pull it up at some point and actually put it like on our videos thing. I think it was Ian that was like, "This should be a weekly thing." And then we talked about it and we're like, "Yes, it should." And that was a year later, we're still
Mhm.
here.
I remember texting the next day and being like, "Let's try it."
That was fun. We should, yeah, we'll give it a try. Like, we'll do 3 or 4 weeks, and if it doesn't like work, then we tried, but apparently it worked. And Discovery was put up with us for over a year.
Yes, because of plenty of alcohol.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, cheers to that. I don't know if you're
Copious
out. Yeah.
amounts of alcohol. Sorry, I don't have any drinks on me right now.
It's okay. Sometimes I don't, so I gotta catch up.
I mean, I haven't had time to go buy any. Like the last few times I went, or the last time I went to grocery stores in the morning, and I couldn't buy alcohol.
Oh yeah, they have like a time. It's after like noon or something like that at some places, I think. I had a friend
Something
that
like
worked
that. And I was just
over.
like, okay, damn it.
I had a friend that worked overnight at the hospitals, and she hated it because she wanted to have like a beer before she went to bed. And it would be in the morning, but like she
There's nowhere
slept.
open for.
Yeah, and she would go to the grocery store and I think it like the one that she went to, it was like maybe like 10 a.m. or something, like not too late, but she would wait. She's like, by the time she got out, she had like 40 minutes and she would just like get something to eat and wait. And she's like, I'm gonna have my beer before bed. Like, I need to get the beer.
My
It is
beer.
funny. Yeah. I'm like, why don't you just like stock up the day before? That was my
See-
thinking. I'm like, just get it.
We don't have that because
before you
we had a
work.
problem
Yeah.
with there used to be a bar closing time. And so at the same time, all the bars would close. Loads of drunk people would pour onto the street at the same time and cause problems. So it was like It's a Parody Party, essentially, came up with the idea that why don't we just have pubs open 24 hours a day so we don't have that issue? And then the government implemented it. So now you can buy drink whenever you want at any supermarket, etc.
Ah, the one good place to buy a drink anytime is the airport. It's like there's no time limit in an airport.
Because everybody's
great.
coming from like different time zones too. So like someone could be coming and it's actually 5 p.m. Where they're from, and
It's actually really creepy. If I've arrived at an airport at sort of like 3 a.m., there's no one there. You're walking these big, long corridors that seem to go nowhere on your own.
And it's so quiet.
Yeah.
My favorite
zombie
late
movie.
night, I call it late night drink, was in Dublin Airport. I think I checked into one of
I'm
those
not
lounges
surprised
at
it's
3
in
a.m.
Dublin.
And then I was just drinking the alcohol, and I'm just like, okay, well, it's here for
I
no.
walked
like,
past
for
the
a little
locals,
bit,
they were
so-
pissed. I was like, when in Rome.
When in Rome.
Yeah,
I just want to fit in.
Rhino, the drinks are
Yeah.
expensive at
Oh,
an
we
airport.
highlighted it at the same
but-
time.
But so I strategically get a credit card that gives me lounge access. So you take the credit card, say even if you have to pay yearly, $120 Canadian, like, and you get lounge access 6 times and use it within a year. That's $20 each time. So I think it's worth it.
It is. I was in the lounge on for the first time on the way back. So much nicer than staying in the airport.
Yeah, and plus you get like plugs and better internet and just better seats. So and food. They have.
I
food
didn't go
there,
to
which
one of
is
those
great.
lounges. I have to go there next time.
Oh, whoopsies.
I've only because I
Like, wow,
usually
they give
am
you loads of
pretty
plugs.
lucky, but there was one time when I was coming back to Florida from Buffalo where my flight it got screwed up, and then I had to book another flight, and that one got canceled. So I was at the airport for like 5 hours when it was only supposed to be like 40 minutes, 2-hour flight. It was like kind of awful, but I decided to get drunk, so that made it better. Like, I was like, I'm gonna get drunk and eat chicken. Like I got
Just
chicken
don't
fingers
get-
and
The solution to all of
Don't
life's
get too
problems.
drunk.
oh no, I didn't get like
Planes will
falling
deny
over.
you for
Yeah, no, I had a
Yeah.
couple. I had like 2 because it was, it was like 5 hours, so I had like 2 drinks and I was just chilling.
You have to be pretty smashed
Yeah.
for them to even notice when you're just handing them a passport.
Yeah, like
well,
They
in
know.
Vegas, I've heard of that happening a lot more.
I can understand kind of Vegas, yeah. Especially if they've
Oh.
lost money and they
Yeah.
drown their sorrows.
true. Ed Song, thank you for the 5. That the joke that broke me was when this first came out, people came up with "become unliftable." I was
Yeah.
laughing at random
Oh
all day
my
afterwards.
God.
Mhm.
That
There was
funny.
also,
There was
Uber, Lyft, and forklift. That was my favorite.
yes, and like the forklift was like $700. There was a
Yeah.
good meme that you could choose that or like the regular lift that was $10. Whoopsies.
Jadine, thank you for the $9.99. Disparu, are you great grandson of Winston Churchill?
No. And I mean, considering
No,
he lost the British Empire,
you don't want to be.
maybe not. Maybe not the person in history which should be revered that much.
Oops.
Market Reality, thank you for the 2. Does her toilet have good suspension? Well, we would hope so.
It's not. It's made out of solid
You don't
steel
wanna
rather
break
than
that thing.
porcelain.
Solid steel, yeah. It's true. I'm sure big people have broken the toilet.
Oh, the toilets that were at my hospital, they were made out of stainless steel, not
Mhm.
porcelain.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah.
Legend has it that Elon Musk went around to her house, saw her toilet, and was like, "Well, if it's that strong, what I need to make cars out of, and space rockets.
Oh my God.
If it can survive that, it can go to Mars."
I'm watching Invincible season 3 right now. Are they doing weekly episodes or not? I've
No,
watched a
I
few.
think they did the same thing as last time, where they released a load and then they're going to release the second half again.
Okay, I think I still have a couple left to watch, but I'm liking it so far, and I loved Cobra Kai. I just finished that yesterday.
I was kind of disappointed in season 2. I
Of
really
what,
liked season
Invincible?
1, Invincible. I really liked season 1, and season 2 was kind of, it's all right, but
It wasn't as good because season 1 had a lot of Omni-Man, and that was like the
Yes.
pull, right?
Wow. And it was, with the break in the middle, kind of killed any momentum. I would have preferred it either weekly or dumped, so I know how long I'm gonna have to wait. But delaying it for months with nothing in the middle after dropping loads is like,
You know, I like that one. I think I did watch 3 then, so I'm caught up with Invincible. So far, I think season 3 is better than 2. But we'll see. Gotta wait
So-
for it to finish.
Episode 5 will be released on February the 20th. So maybe it is weekly?
Yeah, no, Rhino just said it.
Oh.
Where to go? We're getting they released the first 3 episodes, and then we're getting an episode a week after that.
Okay, that's better than they did with season 2 then.
Yeah. Mitchell Fields, thank you for the 5. I am a flatbed trucker and have 2,500 and 5,000 pounds securement straps. I don't know why it took me a second to get that one. Securement straps. Maybe I should look into being an XL Lyft driver. Maybe.
I mean, it's probably because in one he used a dot, in other he used a comma, and it's very weird to read those numbers.
So my
It's like,
brain is
I've got
like
2.5 pounds to 5,000. It's like, wait.
2,500 and 5,000 pounds. Yeah. Maybe. Hey, the big people need lifts too.
I get a feeling that if you did, she'd be there, but it's chafing me
fine.
and it's squashing down my folds. And there'd just be another problem. Some people are just
Ooh.
problems. They always cause problems. They look for problems everywhere.
Because they like being the
I'm
victim.
surprised we was looking for it. Yeah, and like I say, anybody that generally films this stuff and then immediately uploads it to the internet, I always get the feeling that you're enjoying it. Because she kept making it worse. Most people would have been
So they
embarrassed in that
want to
situation.
get attention.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
wants her 5 minutes of fame.
Most people would have been like, oh, I'm sorry, okay then, mate. And they would have just got another one. It wouldn't have been a big
Normal
deal to
people.
them.
This Peru. You've been on the internet long enough. There's a lot
Well-
of not normal people out there.
True, yeah. I'm
You're
still in the
thinking
vein of you should
logically
have...
of people who are not logical.
Well, no, it's
People are
it's
not
more the
logical,
Englishman
yeah.
in me, or it's like you should have the decency within yourself to be ashamed. Like
That-
you can do that all you want, but you should know that you should be ashamed of yourself. And so if
Yeah.
somebody brings it up, you're the person that should be shamed in that scenario.
I
not
agree
causing
with
trouble.
that. That's why people they make it into a joke, but when they say bring bullying back,
It did.
if you
cause a
make
lot of
someone feel
problems.
stupid, they might stop doing the stupid stuff. They just
Yeah,
might.
because-
But if you
Yeah.
just don't tell them, they're gonna keep doing it.
The thing with that is it's not just a
Especially
lesson
if
for
they're
the
getting
person to fit
rewarded.
in. It's
Yep.
a lesson for every single other person that sees it, that this is what happens if you break the social rules. So I do think America's a bit different in the whole freedom. We should be able to do whatever we want. But in England, there's a lot more of this is the way you should behave. This is what you should do, and that's the correct thing. What you do in your own home, fair enough, but in public, you behave correctly, which
There's
I
like certain decorum that you need.
Yeah, I like knowing that everybody should behave this way, and you just have nice interactions with people.
Well, and that's why Japan is so nice, because if you don't, they do harp on you for that sort of thing. Like, look at that stream. Was it Japan with the streamer that was causing troubles?
Yeah, that got
trouble
kicked
in
out.
He's
the
been
country?
all over the place. Johnny Somali.
Crazy.
Yeah,
That's
he
the whole
was,
thing.
He's lucky he didn't get like killed by somebody going to these foreign countries and just being disrespectful. Yeah, well, he got his butt kicked probably a couple of times.
Military service.
But like, I could not do that. When I go to another country, even just like Canada. Like, I know I'm not saying just Canada, but it's similar to the U.S. the way people act, right? So even just another country, I'm not acting a fool. I'm going to be very careful with how I act because I don't want to get arrested in another country. I don't want to get,
and not be able to go to that country.
There's lots of little etiquette things that Americans do and don't think about it. But when I'm over there, I'm like, oh, so I do. Like, even one of the most basic things would be tipping. We don't tip over here, but when I'm over there, I tip because that's what you do. Like, you could be the arse and you could just be like, no, I'm British. I don't do this. But like, why would you want to? If you go to another place, you should behave like the locals. So, if I... No, we're going to end that one there.
Like, wait a minute.
Everything that went through my head is like, whoa.
No. I do agree with that because there's a lot of people that I think you hear the idea that they don't like Americans when they come to certain countries, and not all Americans are the same, okay? And they get a bad reputation because they just act American, whatever that means in other countries, and they don't,
I get what it means.
To the
We
culture.
get a bad rep.
Yeah. And I know a lot of Americans will put little Canadian pins on their backpack just to not seem American.
It's true.
So I get
there are
why
some that are rowdy,
you
like that
would-
guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
but if I go to
Canada,
another
they can just
country,
pretend to be scared of the dark.
that's true. I
didn't know that was on
How
How I Met Your Mother. It was just like all Canadians are scared
Really?
of the dark. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
There's a whole episode about
Robin.
it. Yeah. They treat it as if it's a commonly known meme, so I just assumed everybody knew it because in the show. Yeah.
It was on the TV show, so it must be true. Let's go to the
everything
mall.
I know- No, this is one thing I noticed in both Las Vegas and Orlando. It is just the meme. The things that I saw in TV shows, like, there's no way that's true. That's ridiculous. No, it's just true. You go down a highway, there's just big signs. It's like accident, phone number, guy's face. I'm like, there's no way anyone's driving down the motorway and going, actually, I need to give my injury claim to that billboard. I'm like, no, they just do.
Talking about the
medical
Robin
adverts.
thing.
Every
Actually,
time
you'll get this. Go ahead, finish. Sorry. Don't let me
Every
forget
time
that.
I've gone on to America, there's been a different medical advert that seems to be going at the time. And they all go, do you need to go to sleep today? Or do you need to stop constipation? And then it goes through all the symptoms. And it starts headache, rashes, void your bowels, your leg might drop off, death. I'm like, whoa, wait, no, you can't skip over that last one. I only wanted to go to sleep, not permanently. And it's just, I'm amazed anyone takes this stuff.
So talking about Robin from How I Met Your Mother and the Let's Go to the Mall thing, the Robin Sparkles, I kept accidentally calling Elizabeth Sparkles in the substance Robin Sparkles. I'm like, did I just say Robin Sparkles?
Oh no.
That's just where my brain went. Like,
think of that.
yeah.
Like
that's her mom.
Oh,
I always liked the
maybe it
the
is.
suit up guy because he was in Starship Troopers, so I always remember him as sort of the intelligent guy that can read people's thoughts and is in the military. And then in that, he's just a pisshead that wears a suit. It's such a great genre, like difference. See, that is one of the few American comedies I liked. How I Met Your Mother.
I love that one. I didn't watch the How I Met Your Father. They tried to do a spinoff with Hilary
Oh.
Duff.
Oh, I
It
did
lasted
not watch that either. No.
I didn't even know it was
Me
a thing.
neither, because it's the only thing is I wasn't a fan of the end of How I Met Your Mother, but they recorded it. They dug themselves into a hole with that because they recorded it with the kids, because like it's him talking to his kids saying like tell them the story of How I Met, and they recorded it way like before, and I'm just like, ugh. So I wasn't super happy with the ending, but I did like the show. Neil Patrick Harris was great in that.
He made that show for me.
Yeah, same. He was my favorite. And I also really liked Allison Hannigan in it too. She probably, besides like David
Oh, her and
Boreanaz, was one
Marshall.
of I know was probably her. I would say her even more so than Sarah Michelle Gellar. Like out of the Buffy people, her and David Boreanaz, I think, ended up with the best careers because they did a lot afterwards, TV shows and movies and stuff.
And surprisingly, you never would have thought it would have been them.
Yeah, sure. Maybe David Boreanaz doesn't super surprise me, but you would think out of like Sarah Michelle Gellar and Allison Hannigan, like Sarah Michelle Gellar was the star, but unfortunately she had quite a few flops TV show wise. Like she was a scream queen in the 90s with like the I know What You Did Last Summer, Grudge, and
She
all
wasn't a
that.
great
But
actress.
she
Is she
was
going to be coming back
did
in?
better.
Hang on, what was the name you said again?
Buffy.
Yeah, she's coming back.
No,
With
not
Buffy.
Sarah
Don't get me
Michelle. You said
started.
another name.
Allison
Flanagan.
Hannigan. Allison Hannigan, yeah, the redhead Willow from.
Yeah. That I was just checking it was the right one. Is she going to be back in the remake of Buffy?
I don't know.
Michelle Gellar is. Oh,
I don't know. So
Unconfirmed.
Unconfirmed. The only one that I think that they confirmed was Sarah Michelle Gellar. So
yeah.
we'll see. I'm actually probably going to do a video. It happened right before MegaCon, and I'm like, you know what? People are probably surprised I didn't make a video on it. I think I'm going to. Not happy about it though. I'm gonna be yelling at the camera.
One thing that I think she did do well was Penn and Teller Fool Us. She was sort of just the presenter for it. And she didn't, it wasn't like the most demanding of presenting roles, but whenever any of the people wanted to get her involved in things, she was always like a good sport with it and stuff. So,
yeah, I like Allison Hannigan. But yeah, I don't know if she'll return. We'll see. Jason Webster, thank you for the Australian 5. Hi to the sublimely vivacious X-ray girl, perfectly perceptive wicked virtue, and the Chevy Chase of YouTube, Disparu. Love YouTube's terrific trio. Thank you, Jason.
I did have people coming up to me in MegaCon and going.
Words.
I did have people coming up to me at the meetup and going, actually, I'm more of a Saucy Saturdays viewer. But it's like it does have specific ones that aren't interested in the other stuff, but they watch this.
I know I had a few people that came and they were like, I really love your guys' Saturday show. You guys are so great together. And I was like, thanks. Very sweet. Everyone was super sweet.
I love it. I love it.
You made X-ray girl squeak. Good job. Happy X-ray
squeak. Noises.
She went ultrasonic.
All the dog's ears looking
it's
around.
like a dog whistle.
That one is sleeping.
She's sleeping, but
oh, it looks like pre-eaten. There's just the skin remaining.
Oh
my god!
What? You can't have a go at me for that. You're the one who ate him.
I didn't eat her yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
god! I'm giggling right now.
I'll make the same joke next week then.
TJ Law, thank you for being a member for 1 month. Severance seems to be getting a lot of hype. Have any of you seen it? No, but I have heard that there's a lot of hype around it.
No.
I've seen the first season. I like it, but it is slow. Like, really slow. It's something I would watch, or that I do watch, at 1.5 to 2 times speed, just to get through it. My main worry...
everything.
Well, I do, but this specifically, I like it. I watch stuff at that speed. I would recommend anybody watches this at like 1.5. My main worry is they just keep dragging out the mysteries and don't give any answers, because everything keeps getting stranger, and it gets stranger in an interesting way, but you get to the end of an episode, that didn't actually do anything. You just gave me even more questions.
I hate that. Yes.
It's like From does the same thing, Lost did the same thing, and they're interesting until you actually stop and think about it. So the first season is worth watching, but slow. Second season, I'm about 3 or 4 episodes in. And again, I like kind of what they're doing. If it goes somewhere, then that's... It's difficult to recommend until it does.
Yeah, where is it? Let me see.
Severance is on Apple TV.
Oh, well, that's a no for me.
I don't have that. Oopsies.
Jack Sparrow, there's various different... He likes
I love how that's catching on, Jack Sparrow, but make it a thing. I'm gonna need to do that for
Miller's Ale
Daredevil.
House has Miller's Ale House has a good Jack Sparrow cake and ice cream for those that have one around. Oh my god, it's so good. I've been
I want
dreaming of
them.
it and want it.
The other thing is, I'm not sure Apple TV has a speed multiplier. It might do. There are some that don't. I don't think Amazon has a speed multiplier on the watch view. Netflix goes up to 1.5.
Oh, like
Oh.
faster?
Yeah, I don't think Disney does either. I'm not sure.
It should be. It would be great to be able to speed through that a show if you're just doing like a rewatch.
This is one of the things, because if you have a terrible player while doing a streaming service, you actually encourage people not to watch it on your website. Even if they're fully willing to, they're willing to pay, if they want to watch it faster, they can't do it on yours. And I don't think that a streaming service should have a worse player than YouTube when YouTube's free. And yet a lot of them do. Amazon's play is awful.
Amazon Prime is one of the worst, I think.
And it's just, you've got all this money, but you didn't put any of it into the UI to at least get it up to YouTube standards. I would expect extra features, not less.
Paramount Plus is awful. I like the streaming service. You would think something that's like, you know, Paramount's been around forever, that they would get this locked down, but it's not. I have it though, because I watch like Big Brother with my mom when that's on, and that's the worst though, because it's live, right? Especially if you watch it live. Depending, but weirdly though, it works great on PC. So if I want to watch something on my PC, it works perfectly fine. But when I'm on the TV and trying to use the Fire Stick, it just gives me an issue.
I mean, I think with TVs, you can. There's normally like extensions and stuff that replace the player with something else. Just, you shouldn't be required to. If you're paying a fee a month, it should be perfect.
Yeah,
here we are.
it's true. Like I know at this point they can't figure it out. Let's see. Ed Song, thank you for the 5. Korea took care of Johnny Somali real good. Japan wanted to get rid of him. Korea won't let him leave. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. He's still there.
Yeah,
What happens when you mess around and find out?
They do mandatory military service, so you go around threatening them, they can all handle themselves.
Oh, in Korea, yeah.
What got me was he thinks the rest of the world is like America. There's a lot of people that just assume everybody's equal, that everybody's the same. All cultures must be the same. All police must act the same. And then he went off, and it was he started talking to the police. He had to go at one of them. He had to go at one of the female police officers. This male police officer just comes in, like picks him up, throws him on the floor. They did not care at all. It's like just bang. It's like, well, here we are. And the thing is, because he's pissed so many people off, even if they're not in their country, everybody supports it. I very rarely go, oh, you shouldn't have done that. It's like, no way! Finally, someone taught him a lesson. It's so wild, the reaction he gets. So in Korea, or South Korea, he had other streamers hunting him down because he was live streaming his location. And so it became advantageous for them and for their viewership, stopping being an arse to people. So, live and learn.
Yeah. I feel like he probably, if he gets out, we'll say if, I'm sure he will, he'll still go do something stupid. He might stay in the States this time, but he's still going to be retarded. Let's be honest.
Which is fine, because the country will, I say will, but the country will do what they can. And I think that it shows how proper etiquette is valued in certain other countries versus America versus Canada, just because they're DEI, they're not going to get away with it, you know, especially because he was doing some really nasty, naughty things in Korea.
And what we didn't see. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, he was live streaming all the stuff. So we have a very good idea of what he did. But I even saw one where he just got noodles, and it was just like dumping it on the floor, and he was just grabbing items from behind him and just throwing them everywhere, just causing a lot of stuff. And the woman comes over, is like, "Can you stop that, please?" He's like, "Ugh." And it's like, she can't do anything. What's she gonna do? Assault a guy in her own shop, you know? So, he knows what he can get away with, and then he just misjudges it when he goes to another country. And there are some people that just don't care. You're still not gonna find the random person in a shop that does it, but some people will. It did make me like South Korea. North Korea. It did make me like South Korea more. Just because I would much rather be in a severe society where you are supposed to behave a certain way and it's a good way to behave. And if you don't, they will self-police themselves. I'd much rather live that way than have loads of that kind of people just go around causing trouble everywhere.
It's true. Jason Webster, thank you for the Australian 10. I thoroughly enjoyed the K-drama, The Trauma Code. Heroes on Call 2025. It is about a field medic / surgeon of a mercenary group who becomes the head of the ER department of a Seoul hospital.
I've got that on my list on Netflix. I wasn't sure whether we were going to watch it because the description doesn't sound entertaining. But if you recommend it, I'll start watching it. Because there's been a few things where I was like, that sounds awful, and then give it a go, and it's not how the West would make it, so they actually make it entertaining in some way. Sort of like I had that with Alchemy of Souls. A lot of that is a romance thing. Not into romance stories at all, but the way they did all this kind of story and mixed it with different genres was really interesting. Alchemy of Souls is I've recommended it to people and they don't like it, but I think it's because it covers multiple genres. You have to kind of sit through some that you may not like to get to the decent bit. But I'd still recommend that to people if they've not watched it. It has fight scenes which look like out of an anime. It's amazing.
Interesting. I like that when they do fight scenes like that, like anime style. It's
because
sometimes it looks silly, but it's still cool.
Oh no, it doesn't look silly though. This is what I mean. It has things like elemental arrows and stuff, which are summoned out of thin air, and they'll do like fantastical sword fighting and magic and things. But it's really good, and it kind of mixes between comedy, romance, and sort of action sequences and political drama. Has all of those, but it separates it into different scenes. So there are sometimes like, okay, this is a romance scene, and you can kind of check out of that if you don't like it, or you don't like the comedy, you can check out of that and just focus on the bits that you do like. Got 2 series as well. And they managed to swap characters with the main woman in the second series, and it still works. So a lot of Western characters can't swap actors and make it fit, but they did.
Ed Song, thank you for another 5. I was interested in From, but I lost all interest after rule bend or break started going nuts. Then the explanations for the rule breaks were fuzzy. Oh, I hate when shows do that. Like when they set a certain, like, I guess, rule, right? And then they break it just to add, they think it adds to it.
This is an exception.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think someone told me the creators of From are the same. And it seems to be going the same way as Lost. And don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed my time watching From. It just doesn't seem to be going anywhere. It just gets more and more complicated. And now it's added time travel, like Lost did. And it tends to be these mystery shows, when they add time travel, it's because they've run out of ideas. And the Uncanny Uncounty? No, what is that?
Just gonna Google it. Jadine, thank you for the $9.99. I am a water treatment plant operator. I just wonder what her buoyancy is. Does she float or sink? Who?
Who'd you think?
The rap. Okay, I get it. I forgot her name.
Is more buoyant than Bone, I think.
I forgot what you were talking
she
about
should
her.
float.
She would definitely.
Yeah, I think she might be. When the thing's like held underwater, but the fire up to the sky. I think she might be that. I think she could probably leave the water just by sheer force of buoyancy. I mean, obviously her head would be last, but like the rest of her would kind of be like way up here. Noodle shop employees.
Andrew Matthews, thank you for the 2. Pranksters should get the Johnny Simoli treatment. Turns out some of them have gotten way out of hand. I guess it depends on the level of the pranks, but yeah, some of them are like bad.
I think little pranks are all fine as long as you're not being a public nuisance. If anything, I think those TikTok dancers, when they do it in public areas, are more of a nuisance than some of the tiny, tiny, tiny pranks.
No. They just they may hold up an escalator, or they do it in the pavement and people are like, what? Walk past. The pranksters, I think the main problem is because they get rewarded for it, they inevitably escalate. And there's nothing stopping them. The more views they get, the more they want to drive it, because otherwise the views go down if they don't keep making it worse. And that was probably Somali's thing. The only pranks where I don't think they get worse are the family ones, where they do them in a home on like your wife and stuff, and those tend to just be fake.
Because it's just within their couple. Maybe that's the only type of stuff I watch, which is not a public nuisance. I don't watch public stuff like that.
The public stuff seems to escalate. There are some couple ones where they'll have like a balloon of custard, and they're constantly trying to set up their wife or husband with different ways of shooting it with Nerf guns or hitting them twice and things. Always seems fake to me.
Yeah. It's just like the sleep ones too. So
They
some of
probably
them are
are.
like when they wake up their husband like doing something crazy. When I'm like, first off, that's messed up. Like with like alarms going off, like the police are here, the police are here, and the husband's like, it's like
Have you
real
seen
or
the
not?
stool
That's
one?
messed up. You wake up your kid or not your kid, sorry, like anybody really, husband or someone like that. No thanks.
There's one that I've seen. The wife's asleep, and he puts a stool on the bed, lies on it, covers
Oh
himself in
yeah, like
and
he's
he starts
floating.
pretending he's possessed,
and it
and
looks
it
like
looks like
she's
he's
floating.
floating. Yeah, like 100%. If I woke up next to that, I'd freak out. So I could understand
Well,
that
and that's
one
the
not being
thing.
fake.
There are some pranks that it's like really faffo. Like I heard of one where a husband comes home and it was like going to be a surprise for his birthday, but the wife jumped on him in a dark room who he anticipates is going to be empty, and she
Yeah.
got thrown over.
I remember Vine. When Vine did it, there was a teenage girl, and she was like, "I'm gonna go and scare my dad," and he was doing the washing up, and she runs in and just goes, "Ah!" And he's washing a pan at the time, like a flat baking tray. He turns around and
alligated
goes,
her.
bang, in the face, and then all you see is the camera go off, and you say, "I'm okay." It was amazing. I really hope I can find that because that was gold. I wet myself laughing at that.
I've seen that one.
Fully hits her in the face with a tray.
I see that one. There's another like funny one. It's like a little boy's trying to scare his dad, and he went into like the outside garbage bin, and like he opens it, he's like, he just tosses the garbage, and you see the kid just disappears. Yeah.
So the person that asked about Uncanny Encounter on Netflix, I've seen it. I think I started watching the first episode, but never actually got into the series. So, that's on my list, but I've not tried it yet.
Angie Matthews, prank X-ray with a lizard. Oh gosh, yeah, Kara got for X-ray.
Oh hell no! Please don't.
She's like, never again. There's no lizards where she
cried.
is. I don't think. I know she
cried.
did. Kara was
I'd just
like, I
like to
actually
point
feel
out
bad.
that since I mentioned the mop of dead fur, which was on her bed, she's now moved it out of the camera. It's like, oh yeah, now. Nobody could see that.
Yeah, we had
It's
to.
even more suspicious now.
It's 20 minutes before dinner.
Gotta prep.
Yeah. It's in the oven now. Still barking.
I think it's time because we are getting good at covering all of our topics. The last important one, Snow White. Let's watch the newest trailer.
Snow Brown.
Oh yeah,
my god, I
sorry.
found the video.
Go ahead, share it, and then we'll do this.
Hang on, I'm gonna have to pull it up on this.
Pull it up.
Hang on.
What is he watching?
It's
and
also
laughing?
playing. It's as amazing as I always remember. I think it's this one. Yeah, it is. Hang on.
My dad's doing the dishes. I'm gonna scare him.
It's so.
That
Oh my
was
God.
so loud too. Like if you.
My dad's doing the dishes. I'm gonna scare him.
can't even
You know, this reminds me of the girl that was twerking in her room against the door, and I guess her roommate came in, and then the door opened and she fell over.
Oh,
onto a
she got
glass
memed.
table.
Oh, she got memed to crap, right? The one where they kept showing someone else walking in the door, like they memed the crap out of her. I remember.
That was so funny.
Vine had some absolute bag. I feel like
I miss
Vine had
Vine.
better content than TikTok. Like, It
Absolutely.
had way more viral stuff.
I don't even have TikTok anymore. I haven't for a while. Because Vine was more focused on just being funny. TikTok has
Yeah.
a lot of other retarded stuff. Vine was
Well,
actually.
It almost feels like Vine didn't have people on it that were trying to make a career. Whereas TikTok, everybody knows now, so they're all aiming for something. Everything's a niche that they're all going for. Whereas Vine was just, I think this will be funny.
Yeah, exactly. All right, here we go. Let's watch
Let's go.
the newest and probably the last, right? Because it comes out next month. So I'm guessing.
I
this
think there'll be
is-
something else
Yep.
in the meantime.
Oh, maybe.
When I was a little girl, my mother taught me how to whistle
because when you whistle, it's your
Oh
heart.
no. I've just been watching
didn't this-
Coupling. I've been watching Coupling, and there's an episode in it all about how whistling is used as a metaphor for doing solos. If you get my meaning, if your wife's not around, rather than having a full
fapping.
meal, you whistle. Yeah, and so the moment she's like, "I like whistling," I'm like, "Oh no."
He made it. To be fair,
Whistling
though,
is the song of your heart.
he made it almost 3 hours without even saying the word coupling. So
Look, I've been watching it recently. It's not my fault, and it's relevant. It's about whistling.
it
God.
makes sense.
The only cool part about this intro was the beginning and seeing the Walt Disney signs change
Yeah,
over
I
time.
liked that. I liked that.
The thing that I found though is that while she has a nice singing voice, it's now like nails down a chalkboard to me because it just reminds me of everything else she said, and I think it does disprove the whole you can separate the art from the art. I can't.
I can't. I can't stand her
I
now.
hear her
She ruined
voice
it
now, I'm
all.
like, oh no. Even though it's a nice
Yeah.
singing voice.
But there's too much negative.
Yeah, she ruined
She's
her
too
image.
negative.
Yeah.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
Snow White.
Had to cut that.
What?
Because if you remember, in the previous trailers, he's gone, well, obviously, you're the most beautiful. But internally, it's her. Whereas now they've just gone, no, it's her. She's the fairest.
Nope, it's just Snow White.
Find Snow
Editing.
White. This could be so much fun.
I was thinking the same thing.
On March 21st,
The girl I meant to be. Is she a
a magical
I
movie event arrives.
Point me in the
It's
right
such a
direction.
weird song. Like the whole "This is the girl I'm meant to be" your advertising
They
song.
have to add like those originals in, right? Like when Jasmine had that solo about being like independent or whatever, and then immediately did what she was told.
Yeah, but
Stupid
she's,
in
like,
live
what,
action.
Yeah.
24, and this is the girl I'm meant to be. Speaking about the future, it's like you're
She-
24. If you were 15, maybe the song would make more sense because you'd still be a girl.
I was just
Well-
gonna say this, Sean. She does not give off like sweet Snow White vibes. We've talked about this before, but like watching this now, even more so, she gives evil queen vibes even more so than Gal. Like her just
She
demeanor.
doesn't look innocent though.
No, not at all.
Do you remember the leak that came out about was it D24 or anything, where she's going around to all the people singing "You do this, you do this," and in the original song, it's her going around doing it all for them. Whereas in this, it's like, no, you do the broom and you rush these houses, and it comes across you've just moved in someone's house and gone, this is dirty as hell. You need to make it better for me.
Rude.
Everything seems selfish about it.
Yeah. Was this it?
Disney's Snow White. Only in theaters March 21st. Rated PG.
Okay, well that was it.
I get the
The
feeling
charm
that
of Snow White isn't captured.
yeah,
No, not
because
at all.
these are really bad CGI'd animals on a background, and you'd kind of expect it to be her at the end. Like she's
See,
the
like
main
right
character.
here.
The dwarves are. Ugh.
That's
Oh,
not
yeah,
like
that's an evil face. I'm
That's
sorry.
what I mean. That's that. No, that's not my Snow White. Nope.
You know, Millie Bobby Brown does a better innocent face than Rachel Zegler.
Yeah. She could have done
Also-
this role better, I think. I mean, I'm not like a huge Millie Bobby Brown fan, but when it comes to like innocence, she did a pretty good job with that on Stranger Things.
This is supposed
Mhm.
to be somebody which attracts a
Ian's
prince.
like, no. You can only remember two.
It's
That's
kinda-
her singing. Yeah.
She's supposed to be attracting a prince, whereas you know that a lot of those dwarves are thinking, well, you know, at least I could do the ironing on her chest.
Yeah. I think we all are Hokies. Oh, Millie? Oh, I don't know if Millie can sing.
That was in that song. Have you seen the
Oh,
songs? The YouTube songs. The AI one. And one of them is, if I saw this on a plane, I'd still walk out. There's a lot of great lines.
Dang. Well, you don't need to sing in a like something like this. I don't think like
You could get
can,
somebody to, yeah, like you can lip
yeah,
sync.
you can
Yeah.
just voice over. Because they did that in Greatest Showman too. I believe one of the cast members.
Yeah.
I forgot which one, but it was the really good stage singer. I remember her name. But there's also a plethora of no-name actresses that they could have chose from that could have played this character. Hell, they could have gotten an influencer, I'm sure. Pokimane might have even done a better job than Rachel Zegler.
Oh, I've seen, there's one that I follow. She does like great cosplays and stuff. Her name is Jessica. And she's done really great cosplays. She can sing, and she actually did her makeup, and she made her own Snow White outfit look so much better. And she can sing. So you're right. They should have casted like a no name or somebody lesser known and gave them a chance. Because the problem with Hollywood is they find these people that they think are going to be like the it girls, like her. Which I think the press for this totally ruined her image. But
she ruined her own image.
She did, yeah.
On the press
but
tour, yeah.
If they got somebody, like a no-name that wants to prove themselves, they're gonna do a better job. They're gonna put their heart into the role, and during the press, they're gonna be thankful to have the role. She wasn't at all. She was such a brat about it.
And it wasn't just that. It was, there are ways to recover if people have a go at you with those things. And I think she tried some of those, but they were also matched with things like wearing a t-shirt, I have no more tears left to cry, and I think she made some comment about making men miserable, but it was only men and all that kind of stuff. It was every single thing that she could do wrong, she did. It was the same thing with Amanda Stenberg, where she wrote a diss track afterwards. Probably the worst thing you could do in that scenario.
But the best thing for the internet.
Well, yeah, but they think they can double down and win against the entire mimetic energy of the internet. No, we don't live in the era of the 90s where you have a platform and other people don't. The internet is full of millions of people. They are more creative than you could ever hope to be. They will win if you piss them off.
It's true. But yeah, I'll go see it so we can talk about it.
Do you want to watch the AI song?
Poor creature. Yes.
What AI song?
I think we should. It's so good. It's so good.
Oh.
And that's got 3.9 million views. So they made others.
Is that more than the Snow White trailer, possibly?
I doubt it, just because of the name, and people will want to see how bad it is. But then he did a part 2 and a part 3 of different comments. It was just kind of, it took off. He's like, okay, I will mine this.
Yeah, I mean, smart.
I ended up binging this entire channel.
Amazeballs.
After they did
of course
the Forehead song. Have you ever heard the Forehead song, Wicked?
The Ryan one?
Yeah, well, it's this one, but they just put Ryan over it. But yeah, these are the people it came from.
Oh, the forehead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
After that, I watched basically all of them.
They got create some
so good.
bangers.
There's one called The Holy in the Hole. That's gold. It is somebody wearing a Saturday night outfit, if we want to be polite, and the other's a nun, and they're twins.
Oh.
And it's like one prays for forgiveness, the other one begs for it. One prays on her knees, the other does it for fun.
Oh.
There's like loads of comments like that the whole entire time.
Mark, thank you for another 2. Maybe Snow White would play better at a furry convention. It's possible. Ed Song, thank you for the 5. Damsel turned me off. Millie Bobby Brown, the king was a real hero. He was unlucky. I've never seen Damsel, so I don't know.
Oh, I forgot about it. I wiped that from my memory. That was so bad.
Just drummed it back up. Sorry.
Yeah, she had like magic light glowworms, and she got hit in the face with liquid napalm, but it was okay because she fell in a bit of water afterwards. Wild.
That's weird. So it's getting about that time. Gonna start wrapping up. Are you still doing like your Sunday fun day and stuff tomorrow, X-Ray?
Yes. So art in the morning at 9 a.m. Central, and then Sunday Fun Day noon Central, and then Forbidden Frontier is back at 5:30 Central with Kurt Metzger. So that'll be a fun episode.
Oh, nice. What do you have going on, Disparu? What videos?
Yeah, I've done videos on Brie Larson, Doctor Who, and their 4 new writers for season 2, even though it's not season 2, they're calling it that way. I dive into their various different experiences.
Interesting.
One of which has written a book that I'm not sure I can say the title of. It's that unusual. I would at least need Epic Mike to say it for me. Just like Gary got it in the American Society of Magical. I'm never really sure on American culture on that word. And then obviously I've got the Captain America review and critic review summaries up. What comes next? I don't know. There's a few ideas, but like people saying Amazon is getting out of the diversity game. I'm like, I'm sorry. No, they're not. They're not even pretending to. I don't even know where this article came from. But yeah, journalists are saying it's all over and we've won. So that makes me more paranoid that
that is going to get worse.
We haven't. Yes. It's like, hang on, if they're agreeing with me, something's gone horribly wrong here.
So I have tomorrow I will be doing a Sunday stream. It's not the Sunday night one that I normally do with Capable Gentleman because he's busy, but I'm going to be doing like a decent length stream playing a couple different games, probably Sea of Thieves with the pirate crew and maybe something else. So I have that coming up. And we've got 2 more super chats here. Let me read them real quick. Andrew Matthews, thank you for 2. Please play Holy and the Ho.
It's the Hole. And there's 2
Holy
of
and the
them.
Hole. Oh,
but yeah.
I'll have to.
It's things like one prays, oh God, the other screams his name. Like there's all those kind of things. It's so good.
Interesting.
I'll check it out. I'm gonna check out that channel and look at a couple more of them.
Oh, the music video, they're amazing. There's some of them like, what rhymes with this word? And people just do the most amazing stuff underneath. It's one of those ones where to play the video on a channel, I would want to watch it first to make sure.
Yeah, probably gotta be careful. Yeah,
screen it.
Maybe
Jason?
Next week.
We'll check. We'll screen it first. Yeah. Thank you for the 5, Jason. Coming soon, unfortunately, from Disney, Snow White and the god awful CGI dwarf. See it in cinemas if you really want to torture yourself. I guess that's what we're gonna do.
That's me.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Jason. I'm gonna send you guys over to Jay. It looks like he's playing the Indiana Jones game. So go say hi. And we will be back next week. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.